Welcome to the Sid's View podcast.
Yeah, that was a really airy one.
Maddie wanted to get her input.
Ham and eggers punching in for work. Hello. Hi, Diego. What's going on over there, buddy?
Oh,
Tough night.
No.
Yeah.
My seat. I just trying to get comfortable for the night.
Yeah.
It'll be a good show.
Uh-huh.
Nice to be back in the house. Got a lot of good people. Oh, look at Michelle's on again. Would you believe that?
I would believe that.
Do you know what's going on this week?
No,
Yeah, you do, because you're not going to be here.
it's next week.
Oh, next week.
Get your crowd together.
Where are we going to?
We're going to Wildwood,
Wildwood. Where's that?
New Jersey.
Oh, Wildwood, New Jersey.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'll
Is it,
probably
though?
come back burnt as a lobster, but that's
Why?
what's up.
Oh, you're guys going to go sun tanning or something?
Yeah. Like every day she's like, pool. And I'm like, okay.
How long are you guys going
And you
for?
listen.
Like a week.
You are?
Yeah.
Good for you guys.
I haven't gone since 2021, question mark.
We're going this week. We got a wedding to go to. And we're going up to by Santa's Village. And we're staying in some cabins for the weekend.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I love cabins.
You do?
Yeah.
Not me. I'm a hotel person.
Me too.
Yo, I want
Remy, you're sounding
Dude,
a little feeble there.
Seriously,
What's
I want
happening?
a pool. I want a hot tub.
Yep.
I want bed bugs. I want it all.
You want bed bugs?
No, it happens. We had some friends of ours.
I mean, you can have that in cabins too.
Yeah, I guess so.
Right on.
No. Oh, bougie dad, listen. Oh my goodness.
So you wearing a tux?
No.
No?
Well, I didn't see. I wasn't sure. Want to hear something that's kind of upsetting? So this is my wife's
Yeah.
family's wedding, and this fine young lady named Christine is getting married, and everything's outside. And the long-range forecast for Saturday is rain.
Oh no.
Right? How bumming!
the
I mean,
worst.
seriously.
Again?
Like no, well that's up north.
But they
Right.
say it's good luck if it rains on your wedding day.
Oh, it is.
I don't know how true that is, but
I don't.
Rumor
I mean,
has it.
seriously. I mean, let's just let the rain fall on our $5,000 dress. I mean, that's not very lucky.
30 seconds.
All right. Yeah, and I'm looking for what photo did Fran show you that I'm supposed to see? Oh, this is part of your little nugget stuff.
Oh, I forgot. I'll have to download that. Good reminder there.
Yeah, thanks, Fred. Yeah, we forget it. Hi,
Yeah,
Richie.
Diego's very grateful.
Well,
All right, here we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Man Cave for the next edition of the Sid's View podcast. Lots to go over. Lots was happening. Even though Stafford rained out, we still have a ton to get to. My man Diego is in the house. What is up?
hell yeah, man. A barn burner of a race down for the Tri-Track Series this weekend. Was I pumped? And I'm pumped about the chat already.
Yeah, giddy up. We got our girl Reminator all decked out in her new Sid's View podcast gear, ready to roll.
am I going to be the one doing this?
Well, I called up Kyle Bonsignor, but he's still at home wondering why he picked the outside groove.
Yo! It's a beautiful Tuesday. I'm here with my boys. Let's do this.
That's what I'm talking about. Our man Rob down in the bullpen, all ready to rip. He's got some new gear on as well. What's up, buddy?
Aloha, Mr. Hans.
It's your man Rob back at it again with the Sid's View podcast. If you see me on iRacing this week, you would know what I've been up to. Although it looks like my reign of terror may soon be ended by tonight's guest.
All right, he's alluding to a little something there. Listen, if you want to join the live chat and participate in our Who Won the Week segment later on in the show, you got to go to youtube.com/SidsView/join. $4.99 a month. You'll also get bonus content every Thursday in addition to what we drop. And we had some really good conversation with our latest guest of the now Seekonk Grand Prix hot seat, our man Kyle Souza. What's up, buddy?
What is up? Happy to be here. And, man, you were right. We got a lot to talk about. This is a wild week.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, so we got a lot to get to for sure. And we also want to make sure that we say thank you to the people at Monaco Ford and appreciate their support for the results tickers. So all the top 5 finishers in this week's action will be on the bottom screen for us. And so, Diego.
Yes, sir.
Lots happening. Where do we want to start? You know, it's funny when Thompson races on Wednesday, it almost feels like that was a long time ago.
It really does.
Yeah. And we had a little drama there in the SK Lights with Chapman and Hubby.
Well, I can tell you this. You know, we wrecked our primary car at Waterford, so we chose not to race last week. Kind of a bummer, but it's just what we had to do financially. And, you know, I so badly want to support what they have going on up at Thompson. But the best that I could have done last week was I was sitting on my couch. And since it's not on Flow, I had Race Monitor going like crazy.
Yep.
And I was keeping tabs of just about every division and what was happening. And it looked like the SKs had a good hell of a race there. And, you know, it's still the Tyler and Hovey show.
Yeah.
And, you know, the late models, our guest was here last week. He went with his own car.
Yep.
I was watching practice due to his dropping some lap times in practice.
Yep.
Like, I'm like, damn, that
fast.
thing. Oh, that thing is real fast.
Yep.
And so I had a great time. You know, last week was a great show. I've never met him before. I feel like I know him now. You know, you say hi to him at the tri-track race.
Yeah. Jake
you know,
Johnson.
Jake Johnson.
Right.
Yeah, it was a great time. I mean, and the Speedbowl, I mean, I'm sure Rem's going to get it into hers, but I thought it was a really, really good race with the tire strategies happening. This guy was leading, and then all of a sudden, you know, I'm going to say it, Rocco looked like he was struggling. All of a sudden, he's coming back through the field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was a great, great, entertaining race. And I took complete advantage of the cocktail specials.
Sure you did.
Three for 18.
The best part of the show, I guess.
Yeah, I know. I had a great time, you know, because, you know, usually what happens is for us racers, it's just a day of stress, right?
Yeah.
You know, like the tri-track's there. The vibe is great. I got to spend a lot of time. I talked with Kyle, with Wayne Darlin. Haven't seen him in a while. So it was nice to chat with him. But just the vibe of all the mods in the pit area. You guys were there with the podcast.
Yeah. Sid's Views in the house.
Yeah, Sid's Views in the house. So it was, you know, you just feel good. And so when the night's over and, like, you could just buckle into the grandstands, like, you just want to have a cocktail and just enjoy the rest of the evening.
I have to say, I was a little bummed out with the crowd. I mean, it was a good crowd, but it wasn't a great crowd.
So I felt the same way. You know, we looked up in the stands. I remember maybe not last year. Was it last year or the year before? The year before, you couldn't even see a
Yeah, that was that was right before Foster took over, and they brought beer back into the stands, and that was a
I remember
that's a good selling point.
That helps.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, you know, back then, not for nothing though. Like the Midway was popping. They had a DJ. It was a small version. I don't know if you ever been to the dirt race at New Hampshire, right? And they have their Midway. It's like a carnival.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot happening there. There's fried dough. There's DJs. You know, so I guess it's lost a little bit of its vibe, but there was still a lot happening. There was a lot of people there still. And I'm a modified guy. So when you have 31, 32 tour-type mods in the pit area, I'm pumped.
As somebody that wasn't there, that's what I was curious about going into it. What would the crowd be like? I feel like some of these events are kind of the first time they're back. I've seen Scott Tapley on Twitter. The first time the Modified Tour went back to Waterford, you couldn't fit anybody there.
Yeah, 2012 was
I saw
nuts.
the pictures of when Tri-Track went back there for the first time.
Yep.
I would expect some drop-off in the crowd, right? Because it's been going on for a year or two. But still, I mean, watching Sid's View and the stuff you guys did, it still looked pretty good, especially for, at least me personally, I feel like this economy, a good crowd.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's probably the best crowd of the year,
Yeah.
right? Would you say that?
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like that's definitely their biggest of the year.
100%.
Yeah.
But it was still, it didn't compare to previous years. It was down a little bit in terms of the crowd. you
It
know?
was. But, I mean, it was still great to see everybody there.
For sure.
You know, and so
31 cars I think they had, and they started them all.
Yeah, that was great.
every time.
Joey Sips, I think.
Something happened to him.
and he didn't start. He had a DNS.
But I got to tell you this. Every time, at least at the Speedbowl, I don't care If it's, and this is no knock against any series. It could be the MRS, it could be the Wheel and Tour, it could be the Tri-Track. You're drawing 30-plus cars.
Yeah.
Every time. They all want to come to the bowl and run.
Right.
So it makes for and the guys that can drive. It's like a elbows up kind of racetrack, right?
Yeah.
You got to drive. It's not about how much motor you have. That's why I expected to see Keith. I watched these. So I would go up and watch practice. They're searching around the track. Everybody's looking because everybody knows the top groove there is a preferred groove.
Yep.
It didn't end that way at the end of the race, though.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Right?
Yeah.
No,
So real funny how that happened, right? All of a sudden, Zachem is making moves on the bottom. He was he was fast as hell for a minute there.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of guys.
We were talking with a lot of drivers, especially we've had drivers on previously who have raced Waterford, and they were concerned that the middle top groove was just going to be because that's what we're seeing in the SKs really a lot, is that just becomes the dominant groove. They start training through there, but I didn't see really any of that.
I mean, I saw Mikey Jr. was digging on the inside for a lot of that race too. And
If you had a good car, you could pass.
Right.
That's
Even
what you want.
our last guest,
Yep,
he was
Jake.
camped out on the bottom.
Yep.
He was camped out on the bottom.
I was loving that because I'm thinking long term, yes, please throw a lot of rubber down there. Let's go. Let's get
Right.
that groove
Help
back
the
in.
future
Right?
racing.
I mean, we look at Seekonk now. I mean, what Seekonks are going on with what they did is amazing.
Just sick.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
It's weird that the Speedbowl has probably the worst groove out of the local area tracks when it had the best for so long.
yeah.
They gotta really try to get that back.
Groove makes a big difference, man. Even watching the race as a fan, if they're all single file train, it's boring.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
No.
Yeah.
It's Flannery was here and he said today it's not fun for the drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
'Cause it's like going to Thompson.
Yeah.
Everybody's fighting to get in that groove.
Yeah, one groove. Yeah.
Once you're in the groove, it's choo-choo train.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're 2/10 faster.
And you got to be rough, especially at Thompson right now. You got to be rough if you're going to move the guy out of the way in front of
Yeah.
you. We saw it in that SK Light race last. I mean, we'll get to it, but if you're not rough with the guy in the lead with a couple laps to go, you're not past him. It's just super tough there right now.
That's what Flannery said. It brings out the worst in the drivers.
And some of it might be driver related, right? I've seen top people make passes pretty cleanly at Thompson over the years for sure, but
Yeah.
it seems like right now they're not really trying to make a clean pass.
Right.
Now, Diego, as a driver, right? As a competitor there.
Yeah.
Would you say the drivability of Waterford is what brings so many of the Monaco guys there, or is it finances, location? Would you say that's the main reason? Is the drivability?
First off, flat out the track's badass.
Right.
Right.
Well, that's
It's a
undebatable,
great
yeah.
racetrack. It's been one of the best racetracks for as long as I've been alive. I've driven myself personally up and down Claremont, Lee. Never driven Seekonk, but we've been down to the North-South shootout. Still, by far, my favorite racetrack is the Speedbowl. And if you notice, every time, did you see when the ACT cars came there last year? There was 50 plus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right? They just come from everywhere. There's a race at the Speedbowl. Oh, we're going.
Yeah.
Right? And it's amazing that the track is that big of a draw. And then, I'm not saying that they suffer with car counts because it hasn't been awful, but we can't get ACT late models down there, right? All these little things, but it's the economy too. I got to chalk it up because there was a little thing that came up, and I don't know how many of you guys know about. You probably don't, Kyle, but the Gales Ferry go-karts when we were kids. Everybody
that place
went,
was great.
right? Yeah, everybody went to Cartway.
Yeah.
Right. They had a little lever on the side. You would. If you know how to do it and you had enough balls to stick your hand down there, it was between the gears, and you gave it a little extra throttle.
Yeah, yeah.
And you were racing, right? Me and Sean.
Yep.
But back then, they didn't have the casinos. They didn't have the internet.
Yeah.
They didn't have all this stuff. So it's hard to get a draw now. You really have to put the effort in social media-wise.
Right.
And we talked about this prior to the show. There's so many things that have to be done to get cars.
I mean, there's a lot of other things you can do in life. I mean, as somebody
That's what I'm saying.
And I try to do other things on the weekend, on Sundays or whatever. There's so many options out there that you can go and do.
Right.
And I feel like at least maybe my generation and the generation below me, it's kind of a dying breed. A lot of my friends, I don't want to get involved in racing. What do you see out of that? I'd rather go do something else. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, but it definitely, whenever the touring series come to Waterford, I'm optimistic. I get that the, regular weekly series car counts could be a little better, but whenever the touring comes, I'm like, oh, we still got it. There's still some charm there.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would love to see some other touring. I don't know. I know they tried before to get the Granite Pro Stocks down there, but those guys are so far up north that they don't really know the vibe of the bowl. Anybody that, like when the bowl races, these modified races, I mean, besides Silk, he wasn't there, but usually the who's. I mean, I know McKenny didn't come down, but you always get the Pastriaks. You always get the Zackhams. Those guys always seem to find rides for this race. You get the Dylan Izzos.
Yeah.
The guys you don't see often enough. And the guys that have a shot.
Right.
And that have won there in SKs or other divisions. So, and me personally, I know a lot of these guys, so it's just real fun to watch them all. You're like, oh, man, he's boxed in. Okay.
Yeah.
I know how he drives. This is about to get ugly in about 2 laps if this continues on, So
You're right, though, right? Izzo was there, and Corey DiMatteo was in the Hummel car.
That was that was a little
Right.
shocking for me to see.
I didn't see Dana there, though.
No, I was surprised. I thought he might make
Won
an
there
appearance.
last year, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In his own, the 2 years ago. But
Yeah.
that was in their own car. But he's been driving that Zarnecki 20. But either one, it would have been cool to see. But, I mean, Rocco was there in the 57.
Yeah, but could you imagine those guys you just named that? I mean, there easily could have been 37 cars there.
Yeah.
Right? Easily could have been 37 cars there, so.
I think the one thing that benefits a series like Tri-Track even more is a place like Waterford. You get some of those SK guys that have run there over the years that just want to run because it's Waterford, because they know that the car count is really good, the talent level's good, they know there's going to be a lot of people.
Like Flannery was in Owen's car.
Yeah.
That's a perfect example.
Yeah.
Yep. And Eric Burnt was in the car as well with the Ferguson
They
team.
want to run those big races there because they run their weekly, or they've run their weekly previously. They want to put their name up there. They want to be showcased.
Surprised that Silk wasn't there. He was there last year. And he didn't
I
run
was
this year.
semi-surprised he wasn't there.
Yeah.
Because he's a threat wherever he runs. But, if you think about what they have going on in their schedule, I'm assuming they're going to run the Open 80. They got the Wheel and Race Wednesday. I mean, how many cars they could – I mean, they would have to got 3 cars ready for a week.
Yeah, I think part of their issue, too, is the amount of money they're spending to run on the Modified Tour. They're really committed to trying to win that championship with the bonus money that goes in. Everything that goes into that.
Yeah.
They've spent so much time and money to run on the Modified Tour, and that points battle is – certainly going to go right down to the last race. So a lot of their attention, I think, is going to that.
Yeah, that is fair. I didn't even think about that. With the Wednesday race, like maybe they just didn't want to have to do the weekend and then have to prepare for so early in the week. Yeah, that's fair.
It's too bad, though. You don't see a guy like him because he is pretty much the star.
Yeah.
Him and Phil Moran are just really eating everybody's lunch.
Right.
Right? So you would have loved to have seen him down there. But, you get guys like Kyle Bonsignore come down, put on a hell of a show, with the Alberness team. Alberness have been on the Speedbowl and stuff for a long time.
Yeah, right.
Right? So it's good to see those family-run teams really, really running strong.
Yeah. All right, let's get after it here. Our girl Rem's got our weekly update once again with our friends over at... What are you smiling at?
Sorry.
Belltown Motors presents this week's weekly update. Sorry, I had my hand in your shot. My bad.
No, you're good. All right, Thompson Speedway winners.
Bring it.
Mini stock winner was Kevin Moore. Street stock winner was Corey Fanning. SK Lights winner was Tyler Chapman. Late model winner was Derek Luchaki. And then 604 modified winner was John Pulio.
All right. Thoughts over there, Diego?
Well, how about this? I keep picking Rocco every week in the 604s.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? No, honestly, right?
Because after that last performance, you think he's just going to keep banging him off, but no.
Yo, big props to Pulio.
Yep.
Yeah.
The dude is just, and looks solid every time.
Yeah.
Right? He almost looks unbeatable.
Yeah.
Right?
He looks to me, at least during the races, like especially now they're up to 50 laps.
Yeah.
He paces himself for the first 15, 20 laps, and when he decides to turn it on,
gone.
he's blowing him out of the water. I mean, Rocco could not keep up with him.
I know.
And I was shocked. I figured
Right.
10, 15 laps to go, Rocco's going to have something, but he had nothing.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think the week before I sat up and I literally walked up to the fence on the exit of 2, so you can go up behind the wall right up there. And I just concentrated and watching them pick up the throttle and just watching and learning. But Pulio is just seeming to set the pace there.
Yeah.
In that division there, and so he's good. But this week's going to be great because I think you got a few newcomers. I think guys like Todd Owens showing up, and hopefully there'll be some more cars at the track because of the whole wheeling deal. And it's supposed to be a nice day, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Weather looks good. What happened?
We got a clip for you. This is this is from the 604 race. Oh, what happened, Rims? So this was the unfortunate ending here with Josh Carey and Danny Cates getting hooked together here.
Dude, that was vicious.
This was a wicked hit, man.
Really?
I think they got to go around one more time.
Yeah.
So, real quick there, just a shout out to Danny Cates, who was a sponsor of the podcast for a long time. And the amount of laps that he has at Thompson is,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, off the charts, right?
Ooh.
But, yeah,
little
these two,
contact
they get
there.
together right here.
Oh, boy. Oh, my God.
It was
Yeah,
vicious.
That
man.
is a
That's a
complete
rough hit,
straight
man.
in. That's awful.
That's a rough hit.
Yeah, that's pretty devastating.
So, they're both okay from,
Yeah, they
right?
both got out. Yeah. I mean, I saw on Facebook today, Josh Carey said he won't make it tomorrow. The car's too damaged.
Not
But I don't know
surprising.
about Cates, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what they got going on. That is a shame, though. There's only, just say 9 cars in the
Right.
race to wreck 2 of them like that. That's
Yeah.
a dangerous
No,
place,
and that's
man.
one of the scariest
It looked
places
like
you
they-
can crash
Yeah.
in this area.
Oh, yeah.
That's a rough
I
hit
kept
at
watching that
whatever reason.
video today, and it looked like they hit wheels.
Yeah, it just got together.
Right, they hit wheels, and I don't know if the wheel came out of Cates' hand.
Yeah.
But they went straight.
Yeah.
Cates went straight, and just took the 69 with them. But
Super dangerous watching live, man. I was like,
Yeah.
man,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
a hard hit. That
Yeah.
place, if you hit there going in one of the corners, man, I feel like you're at high risk for injury. And we haven't
Yeah.
dealt with it in how many years that somebody gets seriously hurt there.
Yep.
But it is a fast, dangerous place.
I got a
Right.
good story for you.
I've seen crash at flips in that corner, especially
yeah.
when you're wheel-to-wheel contact. There's so much you can bend, things
Yeah.
break. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not surprised. You're just along with the red.
I
Go
can
ahead,
tell you
Diego.
this, right?
Yeah.
We had a street stock, me and my brother. You know, back in the day when the street stalkers, it was like you're going up there for war. Like it was me and my brother, Tommy Silva. We all had cars that looked like the same, and we fought everybody. So my first race in the car, I was kind of a turd, right? So we're going to go to practice. Sean's like, let me drive that damn thing, right? You're not putting the gas all the way to the floor, right? I'm like, dude, I'm driving it as hard as I can. He goes down the front stretch. Throttle hangs. He's all by himself. Dude,
No.
he hit the wall. He went up like that, but in the middle, straight up. It never stopped, never slowed down.
Ugh.
Dude, the hood flew off like a helicopter and landed in the infield.
Oh,
Wow.
my
Oh, hell no.
God.
I was like,
Hell no.
oh, we had the car was junked. Brand new car was
Not
just
shocking.
finished.
Oh, man.
That's how hard that place is.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
The place is no joke. And one of the reasons why we kind of stopped going there, my heart.
Can't
For-
take it.
Scary. It's
with
scary.
them out there.
I can't
Scary.
take it for the whole late model race. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even care how we do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we finished.
Yeah.
We're rolling it in the trailer because you get hurt up there with an accident just like that. I mean, it's a chance everybody takes,
Yeah.
but that place is no joke.
Yeah.
I feel like you hit the wall there, especially something like that. Your season might be over. I mean,
For
the
sure.
budget is going to take
Dude,
to
at
fix
that
thing.
angle?
Yeah. It's
Oh, yeah.
super tough
And
going in a
it's
corner.
so weird when you hang the throttle because the decision immediately becomes intentionally crash into the wall at the
Yep.
very end of the straight if you can, or
Yep.
go straight in. You obviously don't want to intentionally wreck it, but like
Right.
it's just so quick. You're like, do I crash this myself?
Yeah, you got no
Or
choice.
am I just going into the wall
Yep.
hard? Yeah, scary.
So I didn't know
Say
what
the
happened.
least.
What happened to Waterman? I seen he finished in the back.
He got into a wreck in the heat race, I think it was, actually.
He wrecked on lap 1
Yeah.
of
Oh,
Streeters with Scott
Oh, it was
Souza.
lap 1?
Yep.
Okay, so it was lap 1 of the race.
Yep.
Yeah, he got in the wall in the back straight. He must have broke something in the right front because he got hooked. He wasn't too happy. He was waving it. I guess it was Scott Souza you're saying? I don't remember
really?
exactly.
Well, someone took it 3 wide. I don't know who it was, but they were 3 wide coming across for the green across the stripe. So I
Okay.
don't know the full story there, but I know he did end up wrecking with Scott.
yeah, because he's usually bullet fast there.
That's what I'm saying. So
Fanning
I-
was unbelievable
Well-
Wednesday.
He's been off.
Yeah, he has.
He's been
Yeah.
off, and obviously they went home
Yeah,
and they said, "Okay, we're done messing around."
yeah. They did
Right?
some severe homework because he was like, as
But he
soon
was
as he went out
gone,
in
right?
practice, he was just a rocket.
Yeah.
2/10 quicker than
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah.
The whole race. I would have been interested to see what Waterman would have had for him because I feel like Waterman's usually that kind of car there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got the Waterman wreck. I got you, Rem. I thought I did. Oh.
Oh
And
man.
Waterman is in the throttle all the way down
Yeah,
the
he
back
did
straight.
push him,
He
I
was
remember
not
that, yep.
happy.
That was my pick.
Man.
Didn't even make it one lap.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yep, thank God.
Yeah.
Thanks, Scott. I know you had to take one for the team.
Yeah,
but-
appreciate it.
Yep.
All right, Rem, what else you got?
Okay. So Saturday, Waterford Speedbowl winners. Legend car winner was Zach Martinez. Mini stock winner was David Lee. Truck winner.
All right,
was-
hold on a second. We got a big wreck in the mini stock race with some pretty sweet footage, if I don't say so myself, here from the Sid's
Wonder who
View
took that.
archives. Yeah. So this was wild because this is the initial start. My man Ben killing it with the drone again. So it starts here coming out of 2, and Erica Canfield goes around, and then it gets crazy up in turns 3 and 4.
Man, he is dirty with that drone.
That is
like
sick
he's
drone
so
work.
smooth with it. What the hell? That looks
Wow.
like it looks tweened.
He's pretty good.
It looks like 3D animation almost. It's scary.
So we got some in cars. You know how we do it. But it was this is a little too dicey for lap 1, if you ask me.
Oh.
Hey, wasn't
Yeah.
my pick in this? Oh, yeah, there goes the 42.
Garside got into the 88.
Yep.
So this is this is from Erica. This is when she spun around.
I like her too.
I
Yeah,
know.
that was a damn
I
shame.
enjoy rooting for her. Emma does. I
I
enjoy
keep
rooting
putting a
for her.
camera on her car because
Yeah.
I know it's coming.
She's
It's
going to win
coming.
one. Oh, yeah.
it's
She's
coming.
fun to watch.
Yep, for sure. So this is Garside.
Uh-oh. Let's see what he does here. He's getting a little. Ooh. Oh,
I think,
all right. Okay.
I actually think that there's a 20.
Oh, no.
There's
no.
a 25 check on.
Yes.
Oh, there's definitely
the
contact
88
with the
hits the
24
20.
up there.
That wasn't Garside's fault.
Yeah. I feel like the 25 might have checked up there. Here's one
Yeah.
last one with Babalako, who I was calling the queen earlier in the day. He didn't like that too much. but
He
that's all
wrecked right here.
Yeah.
I can't tell though. I feel like the 24 right in front of the 25 might have something to do with it too. Hard to tell.
Yeah, it could be. Oh, well, you got one more? You want one more? I'll give you another one. Sure.
Word.
Right.
Oh, this will tell the story.
This is tell a story.
This
Yeah.
is Sylvia. Yep.
See the 24 right
Oh,
up there?
yes.
So maybe he was checking up because
Yeah.
he saw the 24
Yep.
coming down.
You can also, from these in-cars, see how much water was actually hidden in that infield during this race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You couldn't really see it from the stands, but
That
it looks
looked-
like every time they hit the grass, the water's splashing.
You know what that looked like? Getting off the Flanders exit, getting on the 95. You ever see the new on-ramps?
Oh, it's awful.
Oh, dude, you try to
Dude,
get
I
in
watch
there.
them get built every day.
Oh, it's like 5 cars trying to get in 2 lanes. It's bad.
It's like exit 13B over in Norwich. That's
Yeah.
another doozy.
Oh my
Awful.
goodness.
All right, Rim.
So truck winner was Tyler Chapman. Late model winner was Jason Palmer. SK Modified winner was Andrew Moeller. And then Monaco Modified winner was Matt Hirschman.
All right. Well, you mentioned the truck winner, so that means that we're just going to have to check the old tail of the tape. And they each got a win again.
Oh, yeah.
Tyler Chapman, my 3 sons, winning over at Thompson. A valiant effort after he wrecked in this. He wrecked in the heat, right?
Yeah,
Practice.
practice.
Yeah. And it's funny that you say that.
What are we talking about?
So, anyways, and then the truck. So, my man Tyler Chapman down at the Speedbowl, he just cannot score a win when the other Tyler Chapman doesn't win.
Yep.
But it's very rare that he doesn't win. And so, we're still at 3 here. So, I don't know. It's looking pretty bleak here as we get into August. Truck guy needs to.
Really,
Yeah.
he really needs is SK Light Chapman to fall off
Yeah.
because he's already firing on all cylinders. Realistically, I could see them both in double-digit wins.
Right.
Did you guys watch the truck race?
Yeah.
Did you get
Yeah.
a chance to watch it?
Yeah.
Man, I tell you what,
That was a fun video to
Little
make.
Brad.
Yeah, he's
is-
digging, man.
Dude, he is like, he's really turning the wick up. And that, to me, I know we've come from that division. That division is really, really fun to watch week in and week out. I don't know. Are they like that at Seekonk? Is it a good division?
The trucks, yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
the trucks at
Yeah.
the bowl, there could be only 12 of them. Usually they get 15.
Yeah.
Dude, it's always a race. And this week, Brad Strickland, who hasn't won yet, he had the 81 dead on the inside and a lap car. You know, Chapman just is a savvy veteran now, right? You really got to be good to get him. But, Bradley did it the right way, ran him real clean. Those guys have really starting to pick up.
I'll tell you what, Bradley's a good kid. He ran Bandoleros with
I know.
us at Seekonk before he went down there, and he was like every week, especially as he got deeper into his, I'm going to call it a career in the Bandoleros, but the longer he was in it, man, he figured it out, and he was always up on a podium every week.
He's making his dad look good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So listen, I got some footage from that race because this was a good battle. This is towards the end.
Yeah.
7 laps to go, and he's giving Chapman all he can, man.
You know, it's funny because he's here. He's realizing, because he's learning right now as a driver.
Yeah.
He's realizing, oh, my God, I'm as fast as Chapman right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's been chasing him every week. Now he's like, how the hell do I pass him? Right? I mean, you can imagine.
Here, now what do I do?
Yeah,
right.
now how do I make this? And look, he's sizing him up. So we were sitting at the top of turn 2 in the tower, and I was with my brother. I'm like, look at this guy. Sizing him up, like he's peeking. He knows what he wants.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
right?
Look at that little chop right there. That's a sharp turn.
No, but that's all right. He knows what he wants. It's Chapman's right to protect his lead.
Yep.
Right? I guess the only thing Chapman's lucky is that the 84 race is really clean.
Yeah.
Right? Because that could have got real ugly.
Yeah, he's early in his career.
He's early in his career, right.
He's trying to gain some respect.
Right.
But I think Bradley kind of, look at him. He's sizing him up, and look at it. You see that crossover? He's got it almost set up.
Yep.
He's just practicing.
A little more racing.
Right.
Yeah, he gets him a little bit.
Look at this. Oh,
got him a little bit.
Right? That was a great race.
That happened a couple of times.
Here comes the lap car.
This is the perfect move right there.
Yeah.
Picks him. That's
Yeah,
it.
Classic
that was the pick.
Yep.
That was the move. You know,
Yeah. Use the lap car to his advantage.
we're going 3 wide
Game
right there
over.
if I'm in the inside.
yeah.
Right.
You know what? You're not picking me here, but those guys put on a hell of a battle.
Yeah,
man.
that was
Oh
a good
yeah,
race.
dude! I forget who said this. I don't know if it was at the track this weekend or on like a previous show, but I almost feel like in terms of like the vibe, like the racing style, the trucks are like becoming what the street stocks kind of used to be.
Dude.
I feel like the street stocks is like a rapidly evolving division, but the trucks, you just know you're going to see low horsepower, horrible handling. They're bricks. That's all I want to see.
Yeah.
No,
That's what I like.
I could tell you this. We went there. We had this conversation before. We showed up there one week. There was 2 trucks. Remember I told you?
Yeah.
And we practiced. And they said, hey, you guys, listen, we're not going to run, but we'll give you a free pass into next week if you want. You know, they could have put a kibosh to that series right there.
Absolutely.
And I remember back when Foster was like, Diego, I think we're going to get rid of the trucks or we're going to move them to Wednesday. I'm like, really? Because to me, I was like, they were really starting to gain traction, right? And to me right now, it's by far, besides the minis put on a hell of a show, it's one of the raciest divisions at the Speedbowl right now. It's almost a must-see event, whether it's Beal and Chapman or now Bradley and Chapman, and then you got little Melania running good.
Yeah.
You know, it's become a really fun race to watch for me every week. I'm lucky to spot for it, so I get to kind of watch the whole deal unfold, and then, you know, I get to talk to the spotters. But at any rate, it was a great race, and I got to give a special shout-out to my man, Mr. Lee, right? Took down his 3rd win of the year.
Dude, he was pumped when we saw
Dude.
him. We went down to the track to
This
do.
one's for you.
Me and Bonza did.
Yeah.
We're getting ready for the Monaco, and he was driving away. Man, he was fired up.
In front of a packed house.
Yeah.
You know,
third win of the year.
I'm going to say this. It's like that, like, who is this guy? I didn't even know about him at the start of this year.
Right.
This dude has come out.
And he's not related to the Jeffrey Lee that was running minis there a while back. Are they not related?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't either.
I have no idea, but yeah, and then I got to give as far as the late model race goes, you know, Palmer, he's always a threat every damn week. And, you know, little Brody, he was gone. He was checked out by probably a straightaway. I didn't really see. He by far turned the fastest lap of the feature. But, you know, a mechanical failure took him out of another win, but they're fast. And how about Aaron Plemons
Yeah.
in the 12?
Dude, I was calling him Moose the whole race. I had no clue he was even in that.
Dude, the
car.
kid's a shoe.
Yep.
I
kid's
saw
a
that
real.
on Facebook.
Yo, the
he
kid
said
is-
he just jumped in it. And
Yeah.
He's a shoe. Emma was mad. He was supposed to spot for Emma. Oh, Emma was pissed. Right? So she got stuck with me on the radio.
I'm watching the whole race going, what is it, 1999? I took some of it out because I felt stupid.
Yeah.
But apparently nobody knew that. It was a very quiet thing that he, unless you were checking out Race Monitor, you wouldn't have known that.
Yeah. And I got to say, listen, I know there wasn't a lot. There was 7 or 8, but Emma got her first top 5. Where
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, so I'm really pumped for Emma. I know she was excited. You know,
Yeah,
we've
she
been
needed
struggling.
that. She
We've been
needed that.
struggling. And so, you know, for us to come out and pass a few cars, we pitted and finished in the top 5. We got to go to Tech. And Emma, as a father, had a smile from ear to ear. So all the money
That's
and
good.
all the work is worth it for us right
Yeah.
now. So, anyways, all in all, are we talking about something else? Did we talk enough about the tri-track?
Can I be a little bit of a Debbie Downer?
Okay. No, probably not. Why?
6 divisions, including a 30-car tri-track race, Monaco Modifieds, and there was not 100 cars in the pits total.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is.
I know.
But I
it's
mean, what do
still-
we?
On
Yeah.
a night like that, we're just talking about Thompson's going to have the tour race there tomorrow, and if it's going to up on the supporting divisions, and you were hoping you would have that same
Well-
effect at the bowl, but it really didn't.
There was no SK lights, and there was no streeters. Right. I mean, so each of those usually bring 15 cars, right?
Yeah, but still, 5 other divisions.
What were the other divisions?
SK's late models, trucks, minis, and legend cars.
Yeah.
It was an even 12 across the 5 divisions.
Yeah.
So that's 60 cars, so 90 cars.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is what it is right now for us.
Yeah, no, I know.
You know what I mean? But
Still a good day overall. All right.
Yeah, I'm not complaining after
Yep.
seeing the Thompson car counts. I'm really just gonna.
You
be
know,
happy.
honestly,
They
I,
don't. They're not a weekly track, but I get what you're saying.
right.
just thinking about it too. We just talked about somebody who was really excited after they won. Some of these weekly racers, like those are the nights they live for. Like at Seekonk, for example,
real,
on
dude.
Modified Tour
Oh, yeah.
night, our local divisions, like they want to win that race because they know there's 2,000 more people there
Yeah,
than a
right.
regular night. It's a show for them.
Yeah.
And I almost think, even if there's only 12 or something per division, that is a big show for them.
No doubt.
More than even a special event and another night. Like that's their night to shine.
Yeah, I was wondering that too. Like, does it make the battles like, not explicitly on the basis of like car count or money, but like in your head, like,
Yeah.
is it more like go, go, go because there's so many people in the stands? Like the optics again are so different for that night.
I don't know if it's go, 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 but just the vibe and how happy they are to be at the racetrack
Yeah.
for the whole day is at a high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like when the Wednesday night guys go and race on a Saturday night, Friday night they are pumped.
Yeah.
Because they know they're racing Saturday night with all the bigger boys.
Yeah.
Right? And it's a big deal. Same thing with these guys when the tri-track comes in. You know, it's spot on point for those guys and for Mr. Lee to take down the win in front of a packed house for somebody that I don't even know who he was, honestly, before the year started.
Yeah.
He's becoming, he's making the King look bad.
Right.
Right? And I'm waiting for the King. You know, I said to John, I haven't heard much about the King. He says, Diego, I work so much. I have so many things going on. I don't even have time to go on social media and do it anymore. And I'm kind of sad about it.
Yep.
Because I told you before, I love personalities in racing. It's great for racing. And when somebody stops, it's no good.
Did you not see the beginning of the mini stock video this week?
I didn't.
All right. Let's have a little look-see, shall
Okay.
we? See that guy? That's the queen right there.
Yeah, right.
The queen. Queen Bee. Queen Bee.
Don't forget it.
No,
We call him
he's,
John B. We call him the Queen Bee.
This was like a GTA 5 cutscene.
Hey. I don't know. Probably. What's my worst camera?
Oh my god.
killing him.
11. Queen Bee.
Sid, I would have been so pissed if I was the King.
No, but
killing him.
listen, I know
pissed.
he can take it. He takes
No,
it all in
definitely.
stride.
I'm
so
glad
it's
he
all
still
good.
plays into it. He's a good
Yeah.
guy.
Oh, that's great. He's a good guy, though, for sure.
Yep.
Can I also say, because we kind of brushed over it, Andrew Moeller winning first time of this
Yeah.
season, I believe.
Yeah, the guys that always sit in front of us were going
Yeah.
freaking ballistic.
Yeah, and
they
his
loved
team
it.
was in front of me while I was working for Sid. And
Oh.
they're just so happy to finally win. Like, his dad was coming over giving me fist pumps.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a
Well-
good group of people. I'm so happy they finally
Who are
made
we
it
talking
into-
about, Rim? I'm sorry. I got distracted by the live chat here.
Oh my goodness.
Andrew Moore.
Oh, high roller. Yeah, right on.
You know
No,
what's funny?
I'm so happy for because he's struggling to find a win at Stafford too.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. Even though he's leading the points, he's still. Some people would say
Yep.
struggling, which is weird.
It just goes to show you, like, you could run good or run good. There's nothing like victory lane.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
not.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing like victory lane. The money spent doesn't even matter at that
Right.
point, right? When you're friends and family and you're hugging, you could have spent $1 million.
Yeah.
It's all worth it right
Yeah.
at that certain point.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that before we went to Saturday Seekonk winners.
Word to the roller.
Yeah.
Word.
Amen.
Word to the roller.
Sportsman winner was Adam Petty.
Hold on. Can I get a hell
No,
yeah?
you can't.
Yeah,
Continue
what do you
on.
mean?
yeah!
What do you mean? Can I get a hell yeah?
You hear Sid talking about all his hell yes, so you
No.
can wait until the pick
All right.
Hey,
I haven't said a thing
wow.
yet. I'm letting the show go on. That's all.
Don't be hating.
I'm not hating. I also had a win, but I'm not. Let's wait.
Continue.
Okay.
Sport Trucks winner was Tim Bolger Jr. Late model winner was Charlie Rose.
Do you feel extra pressure because Kyle's here to get these names right?
Oh, yeah.
She seems like she's a little
No,
bit.
you're
she's
almost
doing
through
good.
it, Remy. This is going
Yeah,
very
she's
She's
well.
got one left. I think it's a tough one.
That's the one.
She's worried.
Pro Stocks winner was Dylan Estrella.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Well done, Rems.
Thank you.
So
I appreciate it.
Why don't you was there, right, Kyle?
I was.
The race in there has been spectacular.
Yeah, I saw it all from the flag stand Saturday. Man, since that new pavement went down, there's really two distinct grooves.
Yeah.
I feel like a groove and a half off the bottom is kind of the groove. But if you're on the outside, you give somebody a lane, the racing is.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been working there for 15 years, probably going there for 25. The racing's better than it's ever been.
Yeah.
On the weekly
you
stuff.
never really see there being like a groove because I feel like that preferred groove
Yeah.
you're talking about always has two cars in it at
Yeah.
one time, and then there's a third lane suddenly too. I'm like, this is
It's unbelievable, man. We
Yeah.
were talking before we got on the air about Pepe, who's been running street stocks just about everywhere in New England. He ran there 2 or 3 weeks ago on the outside, and I mean like the wall groove in
Yeah.
the corners.
We watched
it. It was great.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
he
it
was
was
like in the
amazing.
4th lane.
Yeah, it was
And he was
amazing.
passing everybody.
Yes.
It's unbelievable,
That was
man.
great.
The groove is so good right now.
It has taken years though to build up, right? They repaved it 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's been like 2 years. Right away, I feel like the outside lane was really, really good when we first got going. The bottom wasn't that good, but as it's worn in a little bit and it's rubbered up, the bottom's like Charlie Rose, man, made it look like clockwork Saturday, cutting 3 wide for the lead on the bottom. Like you
Yeah.
can run both grooves
Yeah,
competitively there right now.
So I have a clip. This is from early in the pro stock race, and this is Estrella and Dave Darling, and this seemed like it was a pretty good battle here for a while.
That name sounds familiar. So did you pick him or something?
Don't worry about that. Just watch the clip
Okay.
there, youngster.
Flag is out. Darling down on the inside. Pelland up high. They hit turns.
Oh, I'm
one and
sorry.
two.
Yep,
They come
Pelland.
down
Yeah,
the
Pelland
back
runs good,
straightaway.
too, though.
That's
Now
Estrella in the
back
46,
straightaway,
though, right?
Yeah.
nose to
Yep.
nose, door to door as they battle. Dave Darling with the advantage off 4 and across the stripe as Pelland's going to get to the back bumper, and it's 3 wide down in 1 and 2. Pelland
The slicing and dicing there is just amazing.
It's phenomenal.
It looks so fun.
And these
all
guys
divisions.
up in the front are probably the most experienced in that division.
Yeah.
Been racing there the longest time, and they can race each other within a half an inch of each other and not wreck each other. It's unbelievable to watch.
I just wish the track was a little closer because this
Yeah.
looks, from
The
what I've
racing's
seen,
fun.
has you don't see anything like this
No,
really at
it's
other
been
tracks.
unbelievable right
Yeah.
now.
Bobby Pelland runs third, and Colby Fournier is fourth. They go down
I mean,
the back
almost
stretch.
every week it seems like there's at least one race that has this kind of
Right.
side-by-side
Yeah.
battle in the front,
Absolutely.
if not
Which is
multiple
insane.
races. Yeah.
And it's both nights, like even Friday nights, more of a beginner night, entry-level style racing. The racing's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
I mean, just lap after lap, man. They're just digging.
I mean, I know you did pick Dave Darling, but Dave Darling's won more races there than just about anybody,
Right.
at least recently.
Yep.
And these guys kept up with him. I know he's only running a part-time schedule. You know, it makes a difference in everything, but this was an awesome race.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah, good stuff, man. It's
Yeah.
good to see that they're having just consistently good product on the
Yeah,
track
success has
there.
been good right now.
Yep.
And that's obvious, too. Like,
Yeah, because when we first
Dude.
started this podcast, and I was like, oh yeah, you know, I knew that Nick filmed up there, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, we can show some clips, and I
Right.
really didn't know what I was getting. You know, obviously I've been to Seekonk
Yeah,
many
yeah.
times, but I had no idea that this is what we were going to have every week. We were going to be
Seriously.
seeing just awesome racing.
Yeah, it was just kind of like, oh yeah, we'll like tack it on, like we'll add it.
It's really good
I mean,
stuff.
I look forward to the storylines there right now more than I ever have.
Yeah.
Especially, we were talking off the air with the tire game, like some people putting tires
Yeah.
on, some not. The playoff thing's coming up. There's just a lot of good buzz going on right there if you're watching, and it's been special lately.
Well, when the on-track product is good, it's a lot easier to be invested in like the logistics and all the behind-the-scenes stuff, right?
Absolutely.
Like for sure.
I think for sure the videos that Tito's putting up are. I think is that Tito that's doing that?
Yeah, he films them. We put
films
them up
them,
on the
and
track page.
Yeah. So it's been educational for me.
Yeah.
And probably a lot of the watchers of the show. It's like every week there's something out. It's like Sid's like, yo, you got to watch this.
Yeah.
Right? You got to check this out.
Yeah.
Right. When Pepe was up there,
Oh, man.
like I was just stuck. I know my brother was probably like,
Man.
because it just, I mean, the dude is, you love the dude already.
Yeah.
And you said everybody up there kind of loves him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's up there 4 wide. You're like, dude, watch this
Dude,
guy.
I swear, standing on the back straightaway,
Yeah.
5 laps to go, I'm like, he's actually going to win this race. Like, he was going forward.
Right.
And it's not that he can't win, but he hasn't won, I think it was like 12 years or
Right.
something.
Yeah.
And I just happened to look up while he's doing his victory lap, and there was a guy up on the fence, and I mean like high at caution
How
light
awesome.
level, cheering.
Dude.
And I'm just looking around like the place was bumping over a sportsman race.
Yeah,
but
that's great.
This is what makes short track racing so
Right.
great for me is the storylines,
Right.
the people.
Yeah.
This guy's probably 4'5".
All of
Like,
that.
I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And he drives the wheels off the
Hell of a guy, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, he used to go to Thompson and run these outlaw races.
Yeah.
He was the guy that you had to be friends with.
Yeah.
Right? Because
Yeah, you didn't want to be his enemy.
You don't want to be
No.
his enemy because he
No.
is aggressive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So MRS was at Lee USA Speedway on Saturday, and the
Yep.
winner was John McKennedy.
Yo, 23 cars.
That's great.
I was stunned that they had that kind of car count. Now, a lot of them, they look like they were, local guys from up there. Like half of this field I've never heard of before. But McKennedy, Sammy Ramo, Matt Swanson, Jacob Perry, Brett Meserve. How about Joey Dwyerns in
Right.
that race?
Right.
Oh.
Brian Roby.
Brian Roby.
There's
yeah.
a lot of good
got
names.
Pat
good
Noe.
guys in there.
Yeah.
No, there's how about Jack Bateman?
I know. Still
Dude.
getting after it. I know.
Like, seriously.
Yeah.
He's pretty
Still
old.
getting out of it.
He's in his 70s, right?
When I saw that on Facebook, I'm like, is this
So
a joke?
and that's not even
Yeah.
not even meant to be derogatory.
No, me
I
neither.
mean,
Yeah.
that's a
I
lot.
mean, he started that series.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good
Yeah.
to. I'm happy for Willie and his staff. I've become good friends with Willie.
Yeah.
Real happy for Willie and his whole team to draw that many cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was some guys that ran the bowl on Saturday and then made the trek. Meserve's won.
Swanson.
Swanson's won. Perry's won.
Yeah, in different cars.
Different cars, but they all
Well,
did.
Perry was different car.
Yeah, Perry was different cars, and those guys all ran good, even at the bowl. Like Perry, for a long time, ran up front at the bowl in that 55.
Yeah.
I was shocked. He was kind of hanging around the
Yeah.
top.
He's a good shoe, man.
He
He's
is.
come a
really
long way.
doing really good
Yeah.
things right now.
He's come a long way,
Yeah.
and not for nothing. If he can just keep a balanced head, right? And this is how I think. As if he was my buddy, I would be like, just keep it humble, right?
Yeah.
Don't think you're anything bigger than you are, and just keep plugging because it's working,
Yeah.
right? Just
No doubt.
Just keep going to work.
Yeah.
Right? So good for those guys. But I was happy for the MRS to get that many cars. Ramu, right? You finished second.
Yep.
Yep.
Sammy Ramu was up there running. Hell yeah. But yeah, good for those guys.
Absolutely. All right. Wild and Wacky Sunday winners at the Speedbowl. Compact Enduro winner was Richard Johnson. Legend Car winner was PJ Evans.
Hell yeah, PJ.
Bandolero winner was David Bernier. X Car winner was Corey Caddick. And then Super X Car winner was Ray Reed.
Now, can we just give it up to Rem? Because I think she got everybody's name right correctly today for the first time ever. That's our girl. Well done.
Hell yeah.
And I didn't stumble. What?
Well, you know
Yeah,
what it
it's
is.
pretty
Like
good.
you're feeling a little under the weather.
Yep.
There's
Right,
no
all the stress.
pressure.
You're all business.
You don't care. You're
Yep.
all business tonight.
Right, maybe a little cough medicine in the system,
Yeah.
It's just
Little
feeling all right.
tussing.
Always helps.
Exactly.
Tussing to the house.
Yep.
Funny.
Yeah.
Leave it to Fro.
Not an endorsement, okay?
Oh,
Just an
that's
observation.
That's funny.
You can suck it.
Yes.
Oh my.
Oh man.
Let's just do my last news. JDV production.
What happened?
He see Bonza, he says, I liked it better when she messed up.
She almost messed up the JDV. She had to think about
Yeah.
that.
She
It was getting close. I was looking.
All right. JDV Productions will not return to operate Monadnock Speedway next season.
I thought that was big news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was big news. Like, this was a big deal. A track freshly paved.
Yep.
I wonder what happened.
I don't know, but I mean, I don't want to speculate, so I'll just keep quiet.
I've heard a little rumbling, little
Yeah, but you
turmoil
know, I
over
mean,
there,
it's
but nothing really specific.
It's worthy of a conversation
No,
on here.
definitely.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Because
my concern, and I'm completely speculating
Yeah.
somewhat here. I have some intel. What happens to that track now? Like, does Norman decide he's going to run it by himself? He has to go out and get somebody to operate
Right.
the track. Like that.
I get the sense that, he doesn't want to directly operate
No,
these things.
I get the
right.
sense that Norm's like, hey, I'm fine owning this. Like, I just want somebody else to deal with it. I just want to have fun with it. That's
Yeah.
kind of the
Right.
sense I got. But who's next in line?
Right.
Like, we had this discussion earlier. Promoters, race directors, announcers. These
There's
people
no
are not
lineage,
just, there's
right.
not a million people sitting out there, especially to run a racetrack. And I know
Right.
there's a ton of people that are on Facebook that act like they can run a racetrack.
Right, right.
But doing that job
Right.
Yeah.
is a lot of work. So
Yeah.
what is
100%.
next for that place? And that we didn't get anything about that in that statement that they
Right.
put out. So
it was really vague.
yeah.
I just feel like it wasn't the right fit. Remember a couple years ago when Terry went up to Thompson?
Yes.
Like, it just wasn't the right fit.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Josh was the right fit for that track, those groups of competitors. I mean, I'm from a distance here, so I don't
Yes.
have great intel on it, but that's the way I can put it. Is I just don't think it was the right fit.
I don't know if I'm, Josh, to me, we do some stuff together business-wise. I think he likes promoting. He liked traveling the tour and doing the whole VIP experience, and he had some good people helping him. I don't know if it was enough. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying
Yeah.
there was probably a lot on his plate.
Right.
If you could have a tour race every week, it'd be right up his alley.
Yeah.
Type deal. It's just kind of a bummer because it was big news, fresh paved track.
And I think I read in that statement that they're still going to promote some modified tour races. There's their hope.
Yeah, do the 3 tour races, and then he has some sort of
Oh, so he's going to still
bull
continue on.
ring,
Yeah.
almost like a Triple Crown.
Yeah, it's
type
like
thing.
I think the wheeling supports at the Granite State Short Track Cup
That's
he's been
right.
doing.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it sounded like they're still going to try to get some tour races up there, which would be good for the tour.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it means for weekly racing.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
not
right.
I'm not too involved in New Hampshire short track weekly racing other than maybe
Right.
I do a lot of stuff at Star.
Yeah.
But I feel like some of these racetracks up there, they're struggling compared to what we're doing
Well,
down here.
Here's what I'm going to say.
And there is a lot of tracks in New Hampshire. That's one thing from a distance.
Absolutely.
that
Oh, yeah.
I've always, there's a ton of tracks
Yeah.
there.
Probably too many for the area.
Yeah.
Overflooding the market.
Yeah, Star, Monadnock, Lee, Claremont,
White
right?
Mountain.
White Mountain. Then you go way up north is Riverside. And there's a lot of, and obviously Loudon.
Dude,
And
how
they're all
about
running on the same day, 80% of the time.
Yeah.
Monadnock, they did a great job there.
Yeah.
The midway's nice. They have that little bar area. The track was just
Yeah.
redone.
But something's not right there, Diego.
That's what I'm
'cause they-
saying.
Yeah, they don't have good car counts.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Right.
we ran there with the truck series, and whenever we went there, I'm like, well, this place is pretty nice.
Yeah.
We didn't really like Emma didn't really like the racetrack so much, but we didn't go there after it was paved.
Yeah.
Right? It
Yep.
just goes to show, like, the Speedbowl gets a black eye all the time. That place is, Ren is putting some money in up there.
Yeah.
Right? And it's happening there. Right? Like it would happen for us. Imagine if, I'm just saying it's happening everywhere.
Right.
I think that's a tough part right now. Obviously we don't go up there a lot. I don't, maybe once or twice a year, so you don't know exactly what's going on. But there are racetracks in this market that are really struggling.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's enough of an eye on the tracks that are having a hard time for whatever reason. It could be for a variety of different
Yeah.
reasons, but probably should talk about it more because some of these places are going to close. It's just the reality of it.
Yep.
Yeah. Sadly,
that
you're
would
probably
suck.
correct.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm definitely wishing the best for Monadnock because
Yeah, it's a great
I
track.
expected nothing my first time going there. I was like, oh, it's a $5 ticket. Like,
Yeah.
all right, whatever. But they put on a fantastic
It's a great track,
show. One of the
man.
best
It really
mod races
is.
I've ever seen.
And Norm Wren's a great guy.
Yep.
Been around
Yeah.
so many years like that. I'm sure he'll figure it out. There'll be races there.
Yeah.
But you wonder, are they just going to do some special events? Like, is weekly racing not going to be a thing there? It's tough.
Right.
I'll buy a 1% stake. Fronadnock Speedway.
Fronadnock.
Look out for it. Coming soon. Yep.
Oh, shit.
That's great.
Yep.
All right, Rams, thank you very much.
Of
Let's
course.
giddy up now. It's time for our Waddell Communications Nostalgia Nugget of the week.
Man, that voice crack.
Yeah, isn't that great in person, Kyle?
That's how you get through it, Remy, when
It's
you're
even
a
better
little
than it
bit
is on YouTube.
under the
I'll
weather.
tell you that.
That's how you get through it. All right, so I'm glad that Kyle is in the house because whether or not he is knowledgeable on this topic, I know that he has a good sense of racing history, and these guys are going to get a little lesson. So just to set you up, last week we were talking about numbers, iconic numbers, and I was on Team 61, and these guys are on Team 13.
Okay.
So we're going to have a little history lesson on just how badass
Oh.
Richie Evans was. Settle back and learn something.
He's just gotta be
dumb
right.
little boy. All right.
Gotta be right.
The music is going to end before this ends because nobody was better than Richie Evans. Saddle up. You ready? 1970 Fulton Speedway champ. 1971 Fulton Speedway champ. 72-73 Utica Rome Speedway champ and his first NASCAR National Championship. 1974 Fulton and Utica Rome Speedway Championship. 75 Tioga Speedway Championship. 77 Tioga and Spencer Speedway Championship and his first New Smyrna World Series Speedway Championship. 1978 Utica Rome, Hudson, Spencer, and Chemung Speedrome Track Championships and the first of his 8 consecutive National Modified Championships. 1979 Holland Speedway, New Egypt Speedway. That's right, a bunch of different tracks he won championships at, and another New Smyrna Speedway Championship, and again the NASCAR Modified Championship. Getting bored yet? We're just getting started. 1980 Holland, Riverside Park, Stafford, and Thompson, all track championships, and the New Smyrna Speedway Championship, and the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series Connecticut State Championship, and the Modified National Championship. 81 Stafford, Thompson, New Smyrna, Connecticut State NASCAR Championship again. 82 Holland, New Egypt, another regional and national championship. 83 Oswego, Spencer, Thompson, and New Smyrna championships. Again the regional, again the modified national championship. 84 Thompson, New Smyrna, where he swept all 6 events he entered. Again the regional championship, again the national championship. And 85 his last season, Spencer Speedway, Thompson Speedway, and the Northeast Regional Championship and the Modified Tour Championship. In 1980, he qualified for 84 races and won 52 of them. He won 250-lap races at Martinsville 4 different times. He won a 400-lapper at Utica Rome in back-to-back seasons, 71-72. The Islip All-Star 300 in back-to-back years in the mid-70s. He won the Race of Champions at 3 different tracks, once at Trenton and a 1.5-mile track, and then twice at Pocono, once on the big track that we've talked about before, and again on the 3/4-mile track. He won the Thompson World Series 3 times, twice in a modified, and once a 150-lapper in a super modified. He won the Oswego 200 twice. He won the Thompson Icebreaker 3 times. He won the Stafford Spring Sizzler 3 times. He won the Stafford Fall Final 3 times. He won the Thompson 300 3 times. And he won the Super Speedway race at Daytona International Speedway on the big 2.5-mile track, 1979 and 1980. And just to rub it in your faces a little bit more, he has career wins at Shangri-La 66, 52 at Spencer, 45 at Fulton, 38 at New Smyrna, 37 at Stafford, 36 at Thompson, 33 at Riverside, 33 at Utica Rome, 25 at New Egypt, 23 at Lancaster, 18 at Capital City, which is a track in Canada I had never heard of before, 17 at Albany, Saratoga, and 13 at Oswego. He's also won, because you guys said, is that all he did? Yeah, he also won at Bowman Gray Stadium, Caraway Speedway, Catamount Stadium, Claremont Speedway, some other track in Canada I don't know how to pronounce, Devil's Bowl in Vermont, Evans Mills Speedway in New York, Franklin County Speedway in Virginia, Hickory Speedway, Kingsport Speedway in Tennessee, Metroline in North Carolina, Monadnock, Oxford Plains, Plattsford in New York, Riverhead, Seekonk, Star, Wall Stadium, Weedsport, all adds up to 518 wins at 40 different tracks, 35 modified championships at 13 different tracks, a record 9 NASCAR Modified Championships. 8 of them were in a row, and he was also a 9-time NASCAR Most Popular Driver. There was nobody like Richie Evans.
I don't know if I'm sold.
Oh, you're an asshole.
I think Ryan Blaney might be better.
Ryan Blaney might
Ryan
knock him
Blaney.
off.
He'd be
Drink
lucky.
some water after that one.
I know, Sid. I feel like it was like we were like the life was like just going out of you at the end. It was
I'll tell you
like-
what, I'm floored. I knew that guy was good, but that is
It's ridiculous.
new level, man.
Yeah.
You will never see that again.
Absolutely not.
Not in this generation or any generation.
No, I love Michael Shaw's
That was
comment.
funny,
It was so
wasn't it?
funny. This is a little more than a nugget, more like a whole chicken tender.
That's about right. It's more than a whole chicken tender, my friend.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's a whole 5-piece
But
box.
I mean, it's really is when I hear people compare anybody, and that's not any disrespect to Teddy or Mike Stefanik. Matter of fact, I'm learning this with Stefanik. You know, he tied Richie with the 9 championships, and one of the things I learned is that he thought that was neat because Richie was one of his idols, but he never considered himself to be Richie Evans because he knew that there was only one Richie Evans.
right.
And so, you know, to me, he is like, he's the Babe Ruth of
Yeah.
our sport. You know, Babe Ruth in the 20s, he hit more home runs than Major League Baseball teams hit. Like, the sport's changed. It's never going to be like that. The sport's changed now.
Yeah.
You can't, you know, in today's day and age, what was this year here? 1980, he won track championships at Holland Speedway in New York, Riverside Park Speedway in Mass, Stafford and Thompson. I mean, nobody's running 4 nights a week in 3 different states.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, that just doesn't happen anymore. So no one is ever going to be like
No.
Richie because the sport
Fair.
has just changed, you know? It's just one of those things. But he is the man. He is iconic. And I believe that, you know, as we talked about before, that's why nobody runs the 61
yeah,
anymore.
it is a weird, like, drawing comparisons between eras is always so strange because, like, you got Mike, again, you said with the championships, you know, tying Richie, and it's just like, can you really compare them raw driving ability? Like, obviously, Richie won more races, right? But, like, we're looking at, like, pioneer, like, true Wild West era versus what I would consider a little bit more modern,
Yeah.
standardized era. That's why when I hear, like, the Richard Petty versus Jimmy, just for an example, like, I can never buy into any of that because I'm like, how do you do it?
Well, the only thing about Richie you got to remember is when he started, he was racing coupes. He went through all the Pinot Revolution, and he won.
True.
He won the first Modified Tour Championship in '85 when the cars were like the Cavalier bodies, which they basically
Right.
still look like now. So he was successful throughout the whole progression of the sport. You know.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
If a modified were to come out today, number 61, would you consider that disrespectful?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
Because I've never thought of it. There wasn't a 61.
Yeah.
I've never seen all the years I've been going to racetracks. I've never seen a 61.
I mean, the Mad Hornet Jimmy Pont was a 61 on the mini stocks,
mini
but that's
stocks.
different. Yeah.
And Gene Fowler back in the day in the street stocks,
Yeah.
whatever they were, the Strictly stocks. But
Right.
I can't ever remember.
No, me neither.
And I mean, I almost feel like if somebody did, the first time they went to the track, they would get verbally abused.
You
and
think
Yeah.
so?
change the number
Well, didn't
immediately.
NASCAR, like, pull, like, especially on the tour, right? You can't run the 61? Is that accurate?
I don't know if that's accurate. It wouldn't surprise
I think
me.
someone
but
said that. I don't remember who it was.
It
though.
should
I
be.
think NASCAR pulled
Yeah.
the number.
Yeah, that
Maybe
would
not.
be interesting. You know, I would be interested to see what the feedback would be if somebody showed up with a badass
Yeah.
modified number 61. Right? I would be interested in see what people thought. I don't know if they would say anything. I mean, maybe they would, maybe they wouldn't. I'm
Oh,
not
there'd
sure.
be people on Facebook
On
saying
Facebook,
something.
they might
Right.
They're
kill.
always going to
Yeah.
say
Yeah,
something.
there's always
Honestly, at the track, I think people would be kind of caught off guard by it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be caught off guard if I went to a modified race and there was an orange, even if it wasn't orange, even if it was just
Imagine if it
Same
was
font, like,
orange.
imagine it was the same
Oh,
font.
dude. I'd be like, who's this jerk off?
Yeah, who
think
the
he
hell is
Like,
this?
what the-
even somebody running a
balls on
tribute
this guy.
scheme
Yeah.
that matches his car. I don't know. I don't know how I feel.
What if you
about
ran
that.
a tribute scheme without the 61? Would you still feel the same way?
I mean,
I
what
mean,
would
I know
that be?
they're
Just
all
an orange
hypotheticals.
car, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, but I had no idea he
I'm
was.
all for the tributes, but if
Yeah.
somebody came out with that car and that number together, I
Yeah.
don't think I'd be for it.
now, if
Yeah.
it was like a throwback event of some kind
Yeah,
for mods, that would be kind of
different.
awesome,
But
right?
you know what, though? If it was a throwback event, it'd have to be the right team and the right driver.
Absolutely.
Like, you couldn't have some no-name driving it. It would have to be
No.
a top of the top modified team and driver that said
For
we're
sure.
gonna honor Richie and we're gonna have a shot at winning.
Yeah.
But yeah, if someone just showed up with the orange 61 just randomly to a race, they're getting beat up.
So there's a lot going on in the chat. I remember we wrapped the Mystic Missile to be the 61 as a tribute car.
Yep.
That ran at Loudon. So we had the pleasure of doing that at the
they're
shop.
talking about that in the chat.
Yeah. We had the pleasure of doing that, but I knew that was a tribute deal that they all had planned out to do for that. But I just didn't know. It's never come up in discussion with me. I've been racing modifieds for a long time, and it's never been come up in discussions about even doing it because everybody has their own thing. But
Right.
after doing the show and getting an education on Richie Evans,
Yeah.
I would probably consider it disrespectful also.
I think that tribute paint schemes have a great place in our sport, but the people that are putting them on their car have to be kind of relevant people.
Yeah.
Like I'm just throw out Tommy Baldwin, for example.
Right.
Has the Bugsy scheme on his car for tomorrow. They're doing a Charlie Jazomback throwback. I feel like Tommy's got enough of a reputation
that's
in the
worthy.
sport
That's
that
worthy.
he's worthy of doing that. If it was just some random driver doing this, I
Yeah.
think there'd be at least a small outrage over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if, and I don't think you would, but like if Eddie Flemke said, I'm building this Raceworks car and it's going to be a 61 tribute to Richie, I think, like you're saying, he would have the clout to kind of pull that off and it be a little less offensive. But I also think that Eddie Flemke wouldn't do that because he raced against Richie Evans and he knows, right? Know what I mean? But I mean, I'll say this: 4, maybe 5 different people came up to me at the bowl and said, how do your podcast people not know about Richie Evans? Now, that's not a slight on you guys, but that's to say Richie Evans died almost 40 years ago.
Right. Yeah.
And there's still people that are saying that. To me, that speaks in itself to just what an amazing guy that he was. I mean, I remember when I was young and went to Thompson, and it was him and Ron Bouchard. And, of course, Ron Bouchard was on TV, and he would come back and do mod races every now and then, but he was a superstar. But I remember the time that Richie Evans came over to where the big tree used to be at Thompson. That's where Brooksy and everybody used to camp. And he came over after, and it was very rare that my cousin and I could stay up before like the party started because we were just kids.
Yeah, right.
But I remember Richie came over once and just like patted me on the head and was like, hey, what's up, kid? And it was like, wow, like Richie Evans touched my head. Like I'm 51 and like I still remember that. Like it was like the coolest thing in the world that Richie Evans came over and said hi to me at my, you know what I mean? Like he was just an amazing figure. And the other thing is, we talk a lot about NASCAR. I told you how disappointed I was when I went to the Hall of Fame and there was very little on Stefanek's record break and stuff. But Richie Evans was, they only inducted 5 people every year in the first 3 years. And Richie Evans was part of the 3rd class. So out of the 2, 4, 6, 8, there's 11 people in the 3 classes that are listed as a role of a driver. And Richie Evans was one of them.
Yeah.
And
You know what I wonder though, since you're just on it, it's hard for people of this generation and including mine, right? Because we didn't know a lot about Richie Evans, right? You heard of him. Our era was obviously Teddy.
Yep.
A lot to do with Teddy Christopher through our era. And 20 years from now, sometimes, and so it's almost like, like Remy and Fro, how they're still youngins, and I don't mean to keep bringing him up, but like how Keith was so dominant at one time, right?
Yeah.
Keith will go down to me as one of the best ever SK drivers ever to set in a seat of an SK.
Yep.
It's
Hands
almost
down.
irrefutable.
I don't care whether it was Thompson, Stafford, Waterford, when he wasn't trying to raise a family and run a business. He was almost unbeatable, and Teddy was the only one that could give him a hell of a run for his money, really, in the SKs, I thought, right?
Yep.
So he, when Remy and them talk, and I know, it was never meant to be disrespectful, but, what's it going to be like for Keith 20 years from now? They're going to say, well,
it's going to be the same thing.
the same thing,
right?
With Teddy and everything, like it is for us with Richie. Until we had the show, I had no idea. I knew Richie was good. After today, I realize he's real good.
Well, with all due respect, it's a little worse for you because you're older.
Yeah.
Like I let these guys slide because they're in my 20s. But
I was 7 years old.
Hold on a second here. It's not like I came in knowing nothing about Richie. I didn't know the specific wins that he had, but like I came in knowing he's got the most wins and he's tied for the most championships.
Well, you knew he was,
they idolize him at Thompson. Like, they have the huge banner from Thompson. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, this guy is like, to me, in simple terms, he's the Richard Petty of mods, right? He's got the most wins on the record, right? Tied for the most championships. But the big question is, like, is he the best driver?
Yes.
Is he the most iconic number?
Yes.
I don't know. I see the 13 more.
Do you think if he ran...
That's called recency bias.
I don't know.
What do you... I mean,
I'm thinking about current culture.
do you think if he ran in today's world, he'd be as dominant?
Yes.
You do?
I don't know.
100%.
What do you
no one-
think, Kyle?
I feel like he'd be the Matt Hirschman of today.
I can get behind that
I
statement.
don't, and that's not a knock on Matt Hirschman at all,
Yeah.
because Matt Hirschman is an unbelievable race car driver. But I feel like Richie Evans would be Matt Hirschman today. And it's also hard to say, but my dad tells me about the modifieds in the 70s and 80s and Jeff Bodine running against them and all this other stuff. But if you look at the talent level we have today and the equipment we have today and the advances in technology we have today, I feel like he'd be a Matt Hirschman. Back then, they didn't have any of this technology.
Yeah.
He was just outsmarting some of these people and outdriving them at the same time.
Right.
Where I
Yeah.
feel like today, some of these people might outsmart him on certain aspects of a car or anything, but he'd still be Matt Hirschman.
Yeah.
Based on, I mean, look at all these numbers this guy's got. It's unbelievable.
And that's why I say I don't think he would be as dominant, just because everything today is so calculated, so like down to a science that like you just don't have the disparity. Like, you're not just going to show up and be like, he's going to win. Like, he's going to show up and win all these races. Like, you just never see
Just
that
think,
now.
though, of a tri-track race. I mean, maybe not so much this year. I think Matt Hirschman's cooled off a little bit this year for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But the last couple of years, you go to a big money show, are you going to put your money in anybody but Matt Hirschman?
Right.
I mean, even now, I'd still put all my
Still
money on
put
him.
your
I'd
money
put my
on
whole
him.
savings account on
Right.
it if you forced me to.
Right.
I mean, he's going to win 80%
Yeah.
of his tri-track races. He's going to win 80% of his big money shows. He's just that good.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, this last race for Matt Hirschman,
Yeah.
28 to go, he was sitting like 6th, right?
Yeah.
I was like, he's not winning. That's
Right.
what I was thinking.
and that's what I wonder about Richie, too. Like, Matt Hirschman, if you watch him run a race, he's so calculated.
Right.
The line he runs at
So
New Smyrna
smart.
is
Yep.
unbelievable. Nobody can match the line. They can run behind him for 40 laps. They can't figure it out. That's what I wonder with Richie back then. Like, I haven't seen a lot of his races, but was he that good that he just outdrove everybody? He was outsmarting them on the track
Right.
and off.
I mean,
Yeah,
I've
not
heard,
just on the track.
I've
That's
heard
the
tons of
important
those
part.
Yeah, yeah.
stories, and I totally disagree with the he's Richard Petty and Teddy's Earnhardt, because I think that Earnhardt is better than Richie Petty, but I don't think that Teddy was better than Richie Evans.
Right.
So I don't subscribe to that comparison.
I'm not big on these generational conversations like what would Richie do now and that.
That's
because
what
it's
I'm
just
saying.
a different
It's
life.
impossible.
I mean,
You
it's like
can't draw
arguing
it.
LeBron James
Right.
and Michael Jordan in basketball. They lived in two different eras. It's just two totally different things. And
Right.
It's true, but like Richie was more like Diego. You were totally amazed by Rocco and what he did, and it's those dominant. He had a decade of dominant years, and he did that at 3 tracks, right, where he
Yep.
built and set up his own cars and did the engines. I mean,
Yeah, true.
That's
And
what Richie was.
Yeah, right.
but it did it at more tracks.
Yeah.
And
Really-
you know, before the tour, the NASCAR Modified Championships was a lot of like the Whelen All American Series,
Yeah.
in the sense that there wasn't a designated tour. It was go to the tracks where they have NASCAR points and you can rack them up. Right. That's
Yeah.
more like it's more like that. The current weekly racing series,
Right.
and so look how much we are revered for Keith and Teddy because they did that once. Okay, Richie did that 8 years in a row, or 7 years in a row, because the last year was the tour.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so there is comparisons, but you're right. The sport is totally different. There's a lot of science behind it now.
Yes.
There's a lot of resources that weren't available then, and so we won't know because sadly, you know, because of the eras. But to me, as somebody, and I was still young, but I remember, you know, we've talked about this back in the day when Teddy would show up with the Mystique car, and we were like, yo, Teddy's in the house, right? It was a big, that's what it was like when Richie showed up,
Yeah.
and you never knew if he was going to show
Well,
up.
you know, we got to see it in the flesh, so that's the difference for me. You know, I watched that
Yeah,
live week in and week out at Thompson,
Yeah.
Waterford, Stafford.
right.
You know, I watched the rivalry. I watched Keith, you know, Teddy try to dump Keith at Stafford in the last lap and Keith win and Keith laughing at him.
Yeah.
You know, you just watch that rivalry in the flesh. That's why, you know, I didn't see any of that stuff. I knew Richie Evans was really good. I didn't know how good he was until we started doing this podcast.
Yeah, dominant.
Right? Yeah, dominant. Like,
Dominant.
yeah. So anyways,
I think it just one more point. I think it makes it so you appreciate those what I would call generational talents.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Keith Rocco, Ted Christopher, even like think of Doug Kobe,
Right.
what he did winning all those championships.
Oh, yeah.
Justin Bonsignor followed it up by kicking
Yep.
everybody's rear end for a few years.
Yes.
Ron Silk, Bonsignor is still close with him right now. They're
Yeah.
neck and neck, but Ron Silk's really putting a whooping on some of these races
Yeah.
he's
Oh,
going
yeah.
to.
Yeah.
These are talents that we don't see very often. Like these
Yeah.
guys stand out to us as wow, they really did something pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Lastly, fun fact. One of the tracks that Richie Evans has competed at multiple times and never won, Waterford Speedbowl.
Of course, because
Wow.
that's where the
Too
big dogs
tough to
go.
tame.
That's what I was going to say. My next question is how many Waterford wins does he
Yeah.
have?
All right.
Hell yeah.
Let's kick it down to this weirdo over here with his
What?
Ryan Blaney crap.
Oh,
he's
come on. That was
spewing out.
that was
Whatever.
obvious tug in
Here's
cheek.
your
at
who's
Remy.
your
Come on.
tire, poop chat, crappy tap, plat, 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 go.
Man, I should have just agreed. I should have just said, yeah, you're right. Richie Evans is the best ever. No
should've.
question.
Now you-
Even though it's,
now
debatable,
you're-
very debatable.
now you're talking like a
okay.
knowledgeable person.
We'll just sweep that under the rug for now.
Continue on.
All right, here we go. So, has anyone seen that cup finish at Richmond?
What happened? I missed it.
Let us know.
Ooh, yes. So, Austin Dillon and Joey Logano restart side by side, right? Green, white, checkered. Joey Logano is getting away. I'm like, oh, Joey's going to win it. Great. I love Joey. So I was hype. Joey, I swear, is 3-4 car lengths ahead, final corner. Austin Dillon drives through, does not lift, does not brake. Basically uses Joey as his little brake zone there, right? So Joey wrecks. Denny goes under him, and I'm like, oh, great. We handed the win to Denny, who I like off the track, but not on. And then Dillon hooks it hard left and takes out Denny. And I'm like, all right. That's going to go down in history, but was it a good finish?
No, absolutely not.
Remy, go. Come on.
Go for it, Remy. This isn't even the
First
question
off-
yet, but I want to hear this take.
But I understand you wanting to win. I fully understand that.
Here we go.
But
What are we
the
talking
bully
about?
sent it into turn 3.
Easy. Don't break my equipment.
Sorry. Why? What's the point of that? You're not getting any respect on the track for that.
Well, it's winning you're in.
But he's been doing that for
You can
almost
suck it.
all of his wins. He's wrecked people.
That's true.
What is that? What?
I know you're not going to like this comment.
Go for it.
That was some hell of a driver by Dillon.
Are you
Yo,
kidding me?
not only did he take out the 22, he was able to save it, then get the 11 on the very next turn of the wheel,
Oh, Diego.
and still win.
No, all while, mind you, his spotter is on the radio yelling, "Wreck him! Wreck him!"
But
Yeah,
When I
that's-
heard that, I was like, "Are we really gonna let this slide?"
NASCAR's asking for it.
They are.
They
The
asked,
point system and everything.
dude, they asked for it. It was the only exciting part of the whole race.
I agree with that.
Think about it. If you're in short track racing, that shit won't. Sorry.
No,
Remy.
okay. Well, hold on.
goodness.
Not slide. You're getting DQ'd
Well,
before you get into
this-
victory
this is
lane.
where- let me-
That's not.
How would Tapley handle that?
Let me pose the question, because this is where this is going. This is where this is going, right? So the Marcotte penalty from, I think it was 2-3 weeks ago, right? At Stafford.
Oh, God.
We thought that was too far, right? We were like, okay, he's changing lanes. I'm like, all right, maybe he's blocking.
Yeah.
We all agreed maybe didn't deserve the black flag.
We all didn't say it in that voice, but yes, go ahead.
Jeez.
What are you talking about?
Go ahead.
How do you want me to say? You want me to talk like Rich Hammond
Yeah.
in Victory Lane? All right.
We all agreed that maybe he didn't deserve the black flag. Oh, yeah.
Okay, however, we also agreed that that finish was pretty outrageous. So if you're officiating, right, and you want there to be as little gray area as possible, right? You don't want there to be judgment call after judgment call, like, oh, maybe this is bad. Like, you
That's
don't want to
the
leave
voice.
any of that up to debate. Well, I'm
I know,
impersonating
I'm
a race
just
control.
playing.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Right? Where do you draw the hard line? Does someone have to be in the fence? Someone have to crash out? Do they have to hit the wall, slow down? Does it need to draw a caution? Like,
Do you think there's going to be a penalty? Maybe
do.
a slap on the wrist,
no,
20,000.
no.
What the hell's that
I
to
think there
those
will be a
guys?
penalty because the penalty report always comes out on Tuesday.
Yeah, penalty.
But they're pushing it till Wednesday this week.
But
Damn.
I don't think it
Screwing
would
our
take
pod.
away his win. But I feel like there should be something where
Well,
it's like, all right,
No.
you can beat and bang to the finish line, but let's not wreck someone, and you almost miss the turn just to win. Like, I just think it's BS. Like, honestly. Like, what
Remy,
is the point?
That's terrible.
But to me, that wasn't good racing. That was just
I thought it
like,
was great.
I did it.
It wasn't good racing, but it was good content.
It's
Like,
good
yes, it was
content,
viral
but, like-
content.
That's the perfect
Right.
description right
Right.
Yeah,
there.
thank you.
But, like-
Dave Martin's right. The guy that should be in trouble is Joey Logano.
That's a good play. I won't lie.
For?
He pulled
For
some
driving like
shenanigans.
an
Well, yeah.
idiot on pit
No.
road with all those kids and people down there.
I agree with that.
That's the guy that should be in trouble.
He should be in trouble. I also agree with that. But I'm talking, if I was in the situation of a win, I would not have put myself that far where I would purposely wreck someone. God forbid someone else got hurt. What if
Well, listen.
he turned and driver's side was, and someone just slammed into him? I think of the possible things. God forbid something happens. And that's where I come from.
Well, dude, this is the problem. It's the consistency that's the issue. Like, you've already penalized guys for right hooking at Las Vegas. Like, it's happened 3-4 times over the past few years. Like, where do you draw the line? Like, is it because it's a short track, now it's okay? Like, 1.3 miles at Darlington, it's bad. Oh, but when you're in New Hampshire or Richmond, it's fine?
You want to know where I draw the line as a
Tell
race
me.
director?
I was just going to ask.
Come on.
Give us
You make
the point.
contact with the guy in front of you, and who you go around,
Yeah.
he's going to the back with you. Both of
Really?
you go to the back. And that is my problem with NASCAR. And I will even extend this to the Modified Tour. They do not penalize
They
people
don't.
for rough riding.
They don't.
Tomorrow night at Thompson, Jake Johnson can clean out Austin Beers in the last corner to win the tour race.
Right.
And they're probably going to let him hold the win.
Yes.
I have a problem with that. It's just not right. And I think that trickles down from NASCAR. And I listened to Denny Hamlin's podcast on my way up here today. He's spot on everything. He's like, this is happening at the short track level, and they're policing it.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
The Cars
Yep.
Tour is policing it. ARCA's policing
Such
it
a
at
terrible
times.
example.
Why are they
Right.
not policing
That
it?
was a
Yeah.
big
Yeah,
point
you
they were
think-
both making.
You think about, Nick Anglais and Rich Heyman at Stafford.
That was coming up next.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
they both got wins taken away.
Sets a terrible example to they don't even represent the every Saturday night racer, because every short track in America,
Yeah.
I'd say 90% of them don't allow that to happen.
You know what the difference is at a short track, though? If somebody cleaned your brother out in the last corner, your crew would go over there and confront him. They don't do
Right.
that at that level.
Oh,
Like you
yeah.
didn't. I was shocked Sunday night that you didn't see Logano or Hamlin go after him.
Right.
We've seen
Right.
that so many
and
times.
that was dirty.
Yeah.
Ricky
Yeah.
Stenhouse is waiting at the trailer for
Right.
Kyle Busch.
Right.
And
Oh,
these guys
yeah.
don't
That
go
was
over and at
awesome.
least say, dude, seriously?
Yeah.
It makes me think that they're going to do something else when it comes time
You know,
if they have to.
Well, the other problem with short track is, like, these guys are working on budgets. Like, you
Yeah.
wreck enough cars, you're out.
Absolutely.
At the cup level, it's just like, oh, well, it's entertaining. And these guys all have millions of dollars and 7 backup cars. Like, let's just
Yep.
let it continue. And at the short track, you got new guys coming in and they see that. You've done freaking iRacing. iRacing's a little different,
Don't
but
get me going on there.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But on the short track level, like, you don't want that to be the national
Absolutely.
example. You don't want to set that standard. They got to stop it.
How about this, though? Not for nothing. I know it doesn't justify what is happening. Austin Dillon's career is about in the garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on
Right?
the line before this.
No, I mean, it's about in the garbage. Like, this dude he's in a do or die spot,
Yep.
right? He was he was definitely going to win the race. The caution don't come out.
Yeah.
And he's watching it slip away, right? It's almost like his career is slipping away in front of him. He's done nothing, and so
He won a few plate races.
But the
Is that
thing
impressive?
The thing
Sorry.
is, will it really be taken away? His pop is the one that owns the car he
Yeah.
drives for.
Now, do
Is
we
it really
know that he
gonna?
calls him Pop Pop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That is
So,
an
like-
actual nickname. Yeah.
So like, is
Well,
it really gonna change anything?
I'll
Is
tell you
he
what.
really gonna be like,
his
all right,
brother
you're out,
doesn't
you
have a
suck?
ride.
No,
Like-
because the answer to that question is no, because he was all for it in the post-race press conference.
He was.
When they put that penalty report out tomorrow,
Yep.
you're going to tell what's coming up. Because if they don't do anything about it, to me, it's a free-for-all.
Yeah.
What goes to say that the last lap at Phoenix, Denny Hamlin just doesn't overdrive the corner,
Right.
clean out Logano,
Right.
win the championship,
Right.
and he just won
That's
his
what
car
Denny
and his
said.
sponsor the money.
That's what Denny said. You're in the final four, right? It's
Yeah.
it's all race by race now. It's all segmented. You're
Yep.
in the final four. If they don't do something about this, someone is gonna just have the balls to wreck the other 3 cars.
Fining him $100
Right.
grand. is like
Yeah.
finding me
Okay.
and you
Yeah.
$10.
I'd rather eat
Right.
that and win the championship.
It does nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's going to be very interesting when that report comes out to see what stance they're going to take, because they're going to set a precedent right now. This is allowed or it's not. Because if that's not over the line, I don't know what would
Yeah,
be.
because who's to say if they don't do anything that Joey can't just go, all right, well, I guess this is fair play, and
Right.
send him flying at Michigan. Like, realistically, this could get real bad really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you don't think they're sitting, had multiple discussions?
NASCAR? Oh, they've spent their last 2 days.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's all they've been
That's
talking
what
about.
I'm saying.
coffee.
They are
Yeah.
just like, oh my God, what the hell are we going to do here?
Yep.
Right? Because whatever we do right now is setting the tone for the rest of the season and
Yep.
the next, you know what I mean? Like, it's a shame. It's really a shame that kids today can watch that happen and cheer. Like, I mean, it's exciting for me, but it sucks for everybody else, right? That's involved. The local short tracks are not even, I mean, Marshall Hurley series, you could be the fifth guy and touch the fourth guy, and the first guy spun.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to the back.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just crazy what has happened here. And it's unfortunate because, to me, NASCAR is not that fun to watch. I mean, I still watch every week. It's almost like Sid will say, it's like background music to me. You know, whatever we got going on, folding laundry or something, I got
had
it
no
on.
idea that there was a race until you guys sent me something in the group chat. No
Right.
idea.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think another problem that we're not looking at with this is that, like, this is why fans of other motorsport don't give oval racing a chance. And it doesn't just stop at the National Series. Like, in the minds of your average casual motorsport fan, short track racing is still NASCAR.
Maybe.
Like,
Yeah.
they will see this and think, oh, this is a joke. Like, why would I watch this?
I'll tell you what, though.
That trickles down.
Put yourself in NASCAR shoes the last
Yep.
2 days and going into tomorrow morning. This is a big deal for them, man.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
This is like
A lot of press.
They're going to be in a bad spot if they don't do something, and when they do something, they're still going to be in a bad spot.
Right.
'Cause I mean, this is a bad spot for them to be in. That they honestly they've put themselves in, but it's a bad spot.
Yeah,
to
they've
be in.
caused
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
They've literally caused it.
And I don't blame any becoming a race director this year. That's a hard job, man.
Yeah.
Somebody's mad at you at the end of every single race.
Right.
But you have to make calls that draw the line. You have to put that line in the sand, or they're just going to step over it and step
Yeah.
on top of you no matter what.
Right.
All right. That was depressing, but yeah, had to be said. Lots of good points made. So we're going to switch to something a little bit more lighthearted, I guess. Although it still could be nostalgic, bittersweet.
He's something else.
If you would bring back, right? You get one chance
I like that.
to revive any discontinued event at the Southern New England tracks. Which one do you want to see come back the most? This is mainly for the old guys in the room, all right?
Oh.
Oh, that would be Sid.
No. Don't act like you're like that much.
There's a couple of
Yo,
them
you
in here.
see me? Look at this.
Don't
Look at
act like
this.
you're that
Look
much
at this.
younger than me, guy.
No grays.
Yeah, because you cut your hair real short.
Got fresh touched up today.
Yeah.
Thank you, Emma. Fresh. All right. I don't know if listen, I always liked, I was a fan of the Pepsi 300. It probably couldn't be what it was, but it was always one of my favorite
With the
events.
time trials or without the time trials?
Maybe without.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Without. Can we bring back the Funkmaster Flex race?
That would be perfect.
Right? Can we
Yeah.
bring on a series like that that's actually
How about, since we have a Seekonk guy in the house, how about the 5,000 to win SK Seekonk race that they had about
Oh,
10 years
yeah.
ago? Remember?
I'll do one
Oh, yeah.
better.
Yeah, go.
Somebody that works there, the DAV.
Oh, yeah.
That 2 or 3 day show, man. When I was a kid,
Yeah,
that was a big deal. Our
Yep.
local divisions running big open races. MRS used to come in there.
Yep.
You know, the midgets came. That was like a 2 or 3 day thing, kind of like going to the World Series, maybe at a little bit smaller level. That was a big
Yeah.
deal, man, when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do miss that. Because you got all the touring series at one place, all the major ones, plus the
How
local divisions.
awesome is that?
It was a killer weekend. And I went, there's a lot of logistics that go into something like that.
Yeah.
And even something like the World Series now, there's a lot that goes in it. We were talking
Right.
earlier. But yeah, DAV for me, for sure.
What about Wings and Wheels?
That's what I was going to
Yeah.
say, because
Yeah.
I actually
You
kind
know,
of remember that one. That
I
was
don't
fire.
know if
It wasn't really my type of show, to be
it's
honest
not
with
my
you.
type of show either. It's
Yeah.
something that I was like, oh right, Wings and Wheels this weekend.
It
this
was a
week.
big deal, though, just to see the track
Yeah.
vibing really good. I mean, they brought a ton of people then. I think it'd be different now because NEMA is not what it used to be. And the super mods are not ISMA. And ISMA,
Yeah.
to me, had clout that these other upstart series don't necessarily have.
Yeah.
And so it's a little lesser of a deal. But
Yeah.
it was a unique event.
I definitely just really enjoyed it at the time because, like, you know, when you're a kid, like, young kid, you just see supermods and it's just so different and louder and faster.
How about, can I do like
and it smells different. You're just like, whoa, like, this is like not, I've never seen this before. And so regardless of the actual racing product, I just thought it was awesome at the time. Like, I'm nostalgic for it.
my last one's going to be the Mr. Rooter 161.
Wait, I remember that.
Listen, no, when the Wheeling Tour came to the bowl,
Yeah.
it was awesome, right? The vibe, everything. It was.
They also had the perfect race because they had Kobe ran up Ryan in a green-white checkered restart to win the race. And then the following year, Priest did it to him. Like the first two races had high drama with green-white checkered finishes right off the bat. It was awesome.
Awesome crowds.
And they were like two of the best right there
It was
at the
awesome.
time.
Those were awesome,
Yeah.
awesome nights.
We need more of that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
seriously.
sure.
Sometimes, like, you know, if those races were snooze fest and the last 70 laps went single file with no lead changes, it wouldn't have been as memorable. But I think because they had such compelling drama with the same two drivers in the first two events made it really special.
Yeah, I thought they were great events. I mean, I can only speak for the Speedbowl, like he could speak for Seekonk, but you know those Wheeling Tour shows, and then when they made their returns, man, they were just, you know, you got to run early, so you got to go get a beer and sit up and watch it all. Oh man, it was awesome.
The only thing that was weird is we went on the Richie Evans rant earlier, but it was weird that they had a Richie Evans tribute race at the Speedbowl when it was one of the only tracks he never
didn't
won
win
at.
that.
It was kind of he had no track record of success.
That's
there.
because the Speedbowl's hard. It's hard race track to win at, and Richie found that out.
That's why Teddy and Keith are better because they won so much more at the bowl. Yeah, 10-4.
You got to win at the bowl, right?
Got it.
Yeah. And, you know, I'll tell you what. I know SRX, we really, like, the reputation of that series kind of went in the toilet. Like, people were turning on it. But that first SRX race at Stafford really was something special. Like, when it first came around, I thought it was great.
I thought it was too gimmicky.
I mean,
come on, with Kobe winning.
But come on, dude,
I mean,
the
that whole
hometown
thing
story was
Yeah, but I mean,
awesome.
as it progressed.
See, to me, the series never turned out to be what I thought it was going to be, which was giving hometown people a chance.
Yeah, they went away from it.
And they went away from that.
So,
almost,
like, just Indian Cup guys, really.
Yeah, and it was not the same, but that's...
Oh no, she had tacos.
I'm glad
today.
she turned away. Yep.
She had tacos today.
Right. Never mind. Remy said wrap it up. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah.
All right.
She's allergic to my
I know.
comments.
What the hell
on
are we
that.
talking about? All right. Next up
Thank you,
and
Rich.
final question. This is Stafford centric, so I'm sorry, Kyle.
It's okay.
You
Watched
see
a lot of
Richie's
stuff.
comment?
Huh?
You seen Richie's comment? I love Rich
Peter?
Keeter. Yeah, that's my
He's
dog.
funny. He's funny.
That's my boy.
That
Never
is the only-
changed,
That's
Peter.
the only difference.
Yep.
That's for sure.
So we've seen a couple times this year in the SKs at Stafford, someone just pops out of nowhere, has like a streak of like 3-4 weeks where they're just ripping off wins. They're always up front, and then they just kind of like fade into obscurity. It's been really weird. Like a lot of the other series, they have a couple guys you can point at and be like, those are the guys. With SKs, you have no idea what's going on. The only one that beats it really is limited lates, but that's so all over the place. I can't even like make a topic out of it almost. So I'm going to ask y'all, which driver outside the top 5 in points, which I'll get to in a second, whether it be team or talent based, is the most likely to go on a tear in the last part of the season? And the top 5 are Andrew Moeller, Mikey Christopher Jr., Michael Jarvis, Corey DiMatteo, and Marcello Refrano.
So the question is, of those 5,
No, any driver that's not those 5.
not those 5.
Which
They're
do you
going-
think is going to come through? And I got my answer.
So Moeller, Jr., Corey, Jarvis,
And Marcello.
and Marcello.
I got to pull it up myself now
Yep.
to see.
Yeah, I have to look at this.
I'll give my answer.
All right.
I think Mikey Flynn could start tearing them off.
Wow,
He's been right up there in top 10s. Like, he really just needs a little bit more luck to
all right.
go his way.
You know who I'm going to pick?
All right, go for it.
Going out on a limb here,
All right.
and you're going to agree with me on this one.
I might.
Oh.
I got it. I got somebody in mind. Go ahead.
JP.
Oh, Pulio?
Yep, in the new Rocco car.
That's true.
They are ridiculously fast every practice, and it's only a matter of time
That was not who I was thinking.
Who were you thinking?
I don't know yet. I gotta.
You were.
I gotta think Kyle, and I gotta.
I think
Pulling up the points. Hold on.
Yeah.
they've had a tough year, and the only other guy that I wish would do it and who has a chance of running good is Flannery. I feel like
That's who I was. That's who I was
Flannery
thinking.
is good.
That's where I thought you were going.
No, he's
Yep.
so underrated at every track to me, and he's nasty in a car and doesn't get enough credit. But
So the question was not in the top 5.
Not in the top.
Rocco,
Why are we not mentioning Todd Owen?
right?
I mean, I just feel like
I don't get that
Todd's
vibe
just,
from him
He's
this
just
year.
he's
I don't
just
get that
having one
vibe.
of those years where it's just not.
It's a little funky.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, Rocco's
Same with Rocco.
Yeah, but no, Rocco's been turning it up. It wasn't a fluke the last race. I know it was rain shortened,
Yeah.
but I talk to him kind of regularly, not regularly, but he's like, yeah, I think we're getting it. We're on to something. And last week, literally, he got to the front. Mm-hmm. Got to the front when he needed to. Everybody knew it was going to rain. Everybody was racing to the front.
Right.
And he got there easily. I wouldn't be surprised if you seen him pluck off another 1 or 2 wins easily.
Yeah, he wasn't gapping them, but he was definitely at least staying he was keeping his distance.
The
with
field
the
is too competitive.
Yeah, that's fair.
To even get to the front and gap somebody by 5
is impressive.
It's impressive.
Yeah, because they're slingshotting all over the place
Right.
this year. It's like you can't figure it out.
I'm going with Flannery.
Yeah,
Flannery.
Yeah.
that's one I would absolutely love to see.
Yeah.
Like just from a personal standpoint, I think that would be fantastic.
What do you got, Remy?
I was gonna go with Flannery too.
Okay.
Wow.
He's in.
Overpowering.
You know what? I'm going to go Todd Owen.
All right.
Todd
I
Owen.
feel like
all
at
right.
some point this guy's been
He's
so
got faith in
dominant
trend.
there
He's
the
tried
last
and
couple
true.
of years that at some point they're going to just
Well, whatever can go wrong for him is going
yeah.
wrong.
But it's going to stop at some point.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He's having one of those years. He went
Yeah.
for so long. Like I talked to him, he's like, the pressure to
Yeah.
continue on with these top 10 streaks was just getting unbearable.
Yeah.
And now
Probably good for him that it's over so he could just
Yeah, but now
settle a
the
little
pressure just to finish
Yeah.
in the top 10
bit.
is unbearable.
Yeah.
How about Narducci's going back in the 7 at some point?
Yeah, the end of the month.
Oh,
really?
yeah.
Oh, Tommy Fox should have a blast with him.
Why is everyone disrespecting Troy Talman? 2 wins,
Oh.
16 points.
Oh, right.
I seen
No.
Talman's going down the bowl this
Going
week
back
too
to
on
the
Facebook.
bowl.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
just didn't think Talbot because in my mind, he's kind of already had his little
Spurt.
like
Yep.
his explosion of talent, and then it's
Yeah.
gone.
He's
His
had
spurs. I don't know. Yeah, I like that. That's what he was thinking.
I like that.
Oh, I like that. Damn, I almost thought I was saying that for a second. That was tricky. All right, that's the end of the stat chat. I'm going schizo. We got it.
Very well done there, my friend.
Yep.
All right, what do we have next here? Oh, this is going to be awesome. Okay, so let's get after it here. I believe it's from our friends over at the old Broadbrook Heating and Cooling.
Yes.
For a little...
Keep going.
What? Okay. Got me?
I think so.
Is that right? Well, there's only one way to find out, Ram. Here we go. Ready? Got it. All right. Thanks to Broadbrook Heating and Cooling for keeping the Did You Know segment going on. So I went into the archives, and I mean, this is tremendous because this is the 10-year anniversary coming up on the 16th, which I think is, Friday? The greatest finish in the history of Sid's View. And it happened at Seekonk Speedway.
I'm interested.
Oh, yeah,
All right.
okay.
Let's see this.
So let's
So
cue this
modified.
up. Yeah, modified.
Richard Savory.
Yep, Richard
And-
Savory.
Oh, you know this race?
I remember this.
It must really be iconic.
Justin
man.
Bonsignor
Bonsignor,
in the
21.
Artberry 21.
Yep.
And then you got Pennick in the 25. And then Norm Wren in the 53 behind him. So this is 2 laps to go. Or they're coming to 2 laps to go, I believe. Yeah. Crossover in the works.
Oh, the classic. He diamonded.
That's a slick move, man.
Yep.
Lots of hi-yahs
Bang.
happening. Look at those graphics.
Oh, so this is the white. Oh. Oh.
Oh, so we're just getting started.
Oh,
nuts is that?
my. Out of nowhere. Nowhere. Hey, Hennig was in that.
I
That's
lost
my
my
guy.
nuts on that, man. That's unbelievable. And Bonsignor was not happy.
No.
He was so unhappy. I went down on the track, and he just had that look like, oh, I don't want to talk to that guy. Like, he was pissed. Because he thought that Savory got him, but he didn't. He just lost it on his own. And, but it's just an amazing
What a finish.
Man, I've been
Amazing
loving this
finish.
segment recently, by the way.
Yeah.
There's been some good stuff
That
with
is a good
Diego's
finish.
cameo last week. Oh, that was...
You didn't
That was
know.
actually the pop culture minute, but you're...
Oh, yeah. That early onset
You're still-
dementia. Hit
I'm
again.
so bad, Kyle, I forgot I was in the movie.
Yeah. You're still learning. All right, listen. Now we're getting to the segment that I've been waiting for pretty much since... what are you laughing at, Rams?
Because I know exactly.
You know what we're going to gift. Let's get
Yeah.
after the old weekly pick'em section.
boy, here we go.
ACT hooking
This
us
is
up.
the
Here we
best
go.
part of the show.
Come get some. Who's in the lead?
Sid.
Come on.
Sid.
Wait, I'm only
Come
2 back
on.
now.
I'll get-
We're closing
Listen,
it,
come
baby.
on.
Me and you were in the
The
cellar.
veterans have come alive.
Oh, yeah.
It's about
Come
freaking
alive.
time.
Oh, yeah. Sid, you got 3 last week,
I got
bro?
3, bro.
You did
Yeah.
pick the easiest pick.
I
you could've
did.
picked.
Listen.
Yeah.
He knew it. He knew
It's
it,
game
too.
on.
I
He
know.
said he was chalking
I
it
know.
up. So
Wow.
he
It's the
legitimately
dog
did
days
it.
of summer here.
I know.
It's time to chalk it up, all right? I let these guys play around with all these little picks, and now it's go time. So,
Yeah, yeah.
Rob, I was just wondering, how are the single digits doing you? You all
Oh,
right?
shut the hell up. You know, it's honestly embarrassing it took you guys this long to pass someone who only watches Cup. Let me say that
well,
much.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
guys should be ashamed.
All right. I'm not ashamed to be in the lead right
Oh,
now.
shut the hell up.
I'm just saying. I had 3 for about a month. I mean, how much of a head start do I have to give you
Seriously.
guys? You know what I'm saying?
I'm giving you guys a little break right now, actually.
Yeah?
I put myself
Yeah,
right back
he's
in spot.
okay.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
I am chalking it up once again.
Are you really?
Yeah, I mean, listen,
Dude, you
it worked
can't-
out
you
well for me. Why
You're
wouldn't
starting
I
to
do
act
it again?
like freaking Remy. Don't
Oh,
do
yeah.
it.
Don't hate the player, guy.
Oh,
hate
my
the game.
God.
All right, so chalk it up. Rob, can you pass me a piece of that chalk? Never mind. I got
Who's
it.
first? You?
I'm first.
Oh, yeah. Big
Mi-
dog.
That's right, Mr. 3 Rights. Here we go. So, going
Okay.
back to my boy Jared Roy.
Dude, here we go.
I mean,
Come
what do you
on.
want me to do?
At Thompson.
See,
Yeah.
this is just lame.
You see,
Like,
This
Kevin
is
Moore
lame.
did his thing.
this is lame.
It's not lame. It's how we play the
no,
game.
no.
He's such
I'm
a
sticking with my man Haidar over at Stafford.
Oh, my
Rollover pick.
dude.
Boo.
Going to my man PJ Evans. Mm-hmm. Legend Cars. Then I'm going to go back to my boy Jake Veneta. I have not picked him in a while.
Okay.
The
Good
trucks at
pick.
Seekonk.
Yes.
I'm going with my man Silk in the tour. Yeah, you guys are all pissed off.
Yeah,
Sucks
no,
to not being first.
Yeah, I don't
doesn't it?
care.
All right.
Sid, the. All right.
Go
Is
ahead,
it my-
Chirps.
Is it my turn?
Yeah,
It's
go ahead.
either me or you.
Oh, you go.
Okay.
That's very polite
No,
of you.
ladies
Yeah.
before gentlemen.
Yeah, very polite of you.
All right. Thompson, 604, John Pulio. Stafford, SK Lights, Tyler Chapman.
Oh, my.
Waterford, Street Stocks, Al Stone.
Oh.
Seekonk, Sportsman, Colby Lambert.
Hmm.
Touring, Wheelan, Justin Bonsignor.
Nice.
I have to play his cards right now.
I
so
know.
Yeah, tough, isn't it?
Not really.
All right.
I'm going out on some small limbs.
All right, go
You
for
got
it, guy.
this.
Mix it
Dude,
up.
you ready?
Yeah.
The good old Thompson, Mr. Waterman, makes his return back to victory lane this week. Okay?
That's what you think.
Stafford, here's my sleeper,
Go.
John Pulio in
Okay.
the SK.
Okay.
Waterford, SK. They're running, right?
Yeah.
Eric Burnt.
Okay.
Pro Stocks, can you tell me his name? Vinny who?
A Renegado.
A Renegado.
Good
There you
pick.
go.
Vinny a Renegado.
Yeah, good
Vinny,
pick.
Vinny, if you're listening, you better get it done this week. All right?
Listen,
Wow.
he's finished second in every race but one. The one race he didn't finish second, he finished last. And his daughter won the trike race. So she's the only Renegado to win this year. His daughter
Wow.
won the
Wow.
trike
I
race.
can tell you this.
She got the trophy.
My last 2 picks at Seekonk, I'm a winner.
Charlie Rose.
Yeah.
And who else?
Adam Petty.
Okay, all right.
I'm 2 for 2 over the last 2 weeks. And Vinny who?
A Renegado.
A Renegado. That's my pick. All right. Last one, I'm going with your pick. Justin Bonsignor on the Wheeling Tour.
Nice.
Okay? Chalk it up for 5 for 5 from me. Thank you. JP, get it done.
All right.
Oh, it's my turn now.
You got this.
All right. Yeah, don't even start with that, all right? Listen, I wanted to have fun with this, okay? Everyone likes to hear their name called. But, this is how we're playing it now, so this is how I got to play it. Here we go. Stafford, SK Light, Tyler Chapman. Waterford, Truck, Tyler Chapman. Seekonk, Charlie Rose in the late model. Thompson, Pulio in the 604. And just to show that I'm still a gambler, all right? Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. Eric Goodale in the Touring Series of Thompson. Bang.
Daddy needs a new pair of shoes.
Yep.
Oh, that's great. All right, so listen, I will get the pick'ems out on the Facebook page by tomorrow morning because we're going racing tomorrow, and we're going to have to get after it. So, the pups are not happy that the show is running long.
Yeah.
But that's all right. We're almost done, guys. Take it easy. It's all right. All right, we need to get into the Pop Culture Minute from our friends over at the Myers Creamery. Here we go. All right, so I wanted this to be a little video clue, and it apparently doesn't seem to want to agree. For some reason, it blocks out the. We feel like this is what the issue has been. But my did you know, or my pop culture minute was. Now, are you a fan of The Sopranos TV show?
No.
Okay, so nobody in here watches good TV. We'll talk about that later. But did you know that the Sopranos episode called In Camelot, it was the 7th episode of the 5th season, Riverhead Raceway was in that episode.
Really?
Yeah. It was, the storyline was Tony Soprano had connected with one of his dad's old mistresses, and they were, him and some of his players were in on this racetrack, which they called Chickamauga Raceway. And they went, Riverhead's got the big Indian.
Yep.
And so they went there. There's one scene they're there randomly watching like a couple of legend cars drive around the track, and it's just the two of them talking. And it just made me think, like, what racetrack do you go to where there's just two legend cars and you can just randomly sit in the grandstands, right? Like practice sessions, the grandstands are usually closed. Right. Just like, these non-racing people are making this part of the plot. But anyways, and then they're walking out of the racetrack. They're behind the grandstands. They look up at the classic Riverhead sign with the Indian there, and it says that the racetrack is closed. Tony finds out, and it's a small part of it. Again, I wanted to play it. I think HBO Max was telling me not to. Not to stream things out.
Oh, that's cool though.
But so Riverhead Raceway had a memorable cameo in one of the Sopranos episodes. So all of you should really. Oh, look at your mom has it on DVD. So there you go.
I mean, get cracking.
Maybe
She's got that episode?
So she says. Yeah. So
That's homework.
look it up, Mama. All right. So listen, let's get the live chat ready. And my man Kyle's going to be ready over here because now we are going to find out who won the week with the help of Busy Bees Learning Center.
Who are you? Who are you?
Not bad.
I may have practiced a few times.
That's good stuff. All right, so what do we got here? Matt Hirschman winning $10,000 at the bowl. Andrew Moeller finally gets off the schneid in the Waterford SKs. Tyler Chapman remains undefeated at Thompson SK Lights. What else?
Charlie Rose back to back.
Charlie Rose back to back.
That's my pick.
That's your pick?
Yep.
Oh, you're already putting it in?
Yeah, that's tough to do there. Good cars there.
Well, listen.
Oh, Brett Meservey, he needs to get a shout for having the blown up motor to coming back to finish fourth. I think that's worth talking about.
Yep.
Other people are saying it. It's not just Fran.
I like that.
I like the Meservey pick a lot. Actually, I was not thinking that.
I like Silva's pick. My man David Lee.
Of course you do.
Hell yeah.
All right. Man.
There's a lot of picks there.
I know. I was going to go high roller too, but man, is that Meservey one a good one.
Right.
So what happened there?
Dude, his hauler was leaving the track, I'm pretty sure, right?
For the tri-track race?
Yeah, he was leaving the track during practice, and I was like, damn.
I believe it was his backup car he
Yep.
got.
Well, it's not.
And he came back to finish fourth.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a good story.
Good.
That's a hard to beat
That is
story.
good.
And then there's another one here. Hold on, I gotta bring up the finish here. Nacella finished 7th, and he went off on the double hooks. in
Yeah, he
practice.
did. Yep.
Yeah, I'm going Missouri. Started 24th, finished 4th. I mean, I was gonna go. This is why we have the live chat involved in this segment.
Right, because I wasn't thinking that at all.
Yeah, I was gonna go Moeller. For all the times when people bring up Moeller and I say he hasn't won, and he finally won.
Yeah, and now you're not going to pick him.
And I'm not going to pick him, I know. Sorry, Andrew. But I'm going I'm going with Missouri. That's a tough story to ignore.
Yeah, that is. I didn't even know that happened.
Mm-hmm.
What a great story.
I'm putting my
great.
vote down for Missouri as well.
How about this? Have you ever seen, I think Shelly Perry does tires.
Yeah.
It's just
the Perrys and
dude,
Brett.
it's so
That's it.
awesome. And
Yep.
they run good.
Yeah.
They run good wherever they go.
Yeah.
They're no slouches. That's a good team.
They're fun to root for.
They
Yep.
are real fun to root for.
They're true short track,
Yep.
low buck racers that go out there and get it done.
Do their own motors.
Yep.
Shelly does the tires.
Yep. For sure.
Missouri does a hell of a job wheeling the thing. I always thought he was pretty good.
Yep.
So.
What about you, Rem?
I think I'll go Missouri.
You going Missouri too?
Wow, they're piling up for him.
Yep.
I'm really surprised Austin Dillon didn't get a shout out.
If anybody lost the week, I feel like
I
it's
feel
him,
like
yeah?
Diego was going to go with that.
I should have.
The way he acted earlier, I thought he was
should've.
all in on Austin Dillon.
Should I change my pick? Can I change my pick?
I don't know.
Oh,
Missouri went up to Lee and finished 8th on Sunday too.
That's
Same-
tough, man.
same car?
Back-to-back days.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
same
really
car.
tough.
Really? Were you really going to go with
Yeah.
Dylan winning the week? I mean, what?
No, it was more of a joke.
I was going to say.
I was
no,
No, he
just
picked
Diego.
Charlie Rose.
No, but
I'm
it's not
I'm
you
still-
I'm worried about. It's this guy over here.
I just say it to get you going. I'm still going Charlie
Yeah, you
Rose.
guys
All
both
right,
went
word.
Charlie Rose, right? Yeah.
Charlie Rose
Okay,
is
yeah.
very
Did you go
impressive.
Charlie Rose too?
I'm going Charlie Rose.
Yeah, me
Man,
too.
I'll
I'm
tell you
going
what,
Charlie Rose too.
Our weight mile division there is super tough.
Super
And he
hard.
started 10th after winning the week before and sliced through like 20 laps. He was in the lead.
Oh, he was like
it was like easy.
it was like a hot knife and butter,
yeah,
right?
he's got
Right.
something figured out right now. No doubt.
All right, Rob, what do you got for the tally there, bro?
All right. We got one vote for Matt Hirschman. Shockingly low, I will say.
Yeah, that is strange.
David Lee with 1. Charlie Rose with 2. Moeller with 4. And the winner of the week, the unstoppable Brett Missouri.
Yeah, good pick.
10
That's
votes.
good.
Wow,
10
10 votes.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, everybody. Oh, whoa. Don't jump the gun with that music.
Hell yeah!
All right, everybody, follow us on socials. We'll have new content for you starting tomorrow morning, and we'll have it all through the week, including Music Mondays, which we have a lot of fun with. Diego, give us some shout-outs, brother.
Hey, I want to thank Belltown Motors for the weekly update, Waddell Communications for the Nostalgia Nugget, Hoosier Tires for the Popcorn Stat Chat, Serve Pro for the Chalkboard Chatter, of course, Race Day CT for one of my favorites, the weekly Pick'ems, Busy Bees Learning Center for Who Won the Week, Monaco Ford for the Results Ticker, Myers Creamery for the Pop Culture Minute. One of my boys, Broadbrook Heating and Cooling for Did You Know? Of course, the newcomer, the Seekonk Grand Prix for firing up the hot seat. And our boy, Kyle Souza, for joining us. Thank you, brother,
What do
for
you say
coming.
we do it again sometime?
Hell
Fun
yeah!
times out here in the man cave, guys. Thanks.
Hell yeah. Okay, give a special shout out to the racing guys. They have an event coming up September 1st at Claremont. Of course, you got to thank Vault Productions, this kick-ass studio. So awesome to do this. Last but not least, my man, my peoples, the podcast members that keep us going every week. So thank you guys so very much.
All right, everybody, busy week once again. Hope to see you all at Thompson and then maybe Stafford and the Bowl and Seekonk, wherever you're going. Have a good time. Support your local racetrack. We'll talk about it next Tuesday. See you later.